Woodford County. Collins at Jeffersontown, and Mercer County plays tonight at Anderson County.
Thanks, sir.
West Jessamine High School wishes to thank our athletic trainer, Mr. Dean Gary from Court, the best in rehab, and the official sports medicine and rehabilitation providers for the West Jessamine High School.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to West Jessamine County High School. I'm Clint Goins, and I'm joined with Rick Reams. Rick, the Colts take on the George Rogers Clark Cardinals, I believe, and the Colts took it on the chin pretty good last week, but they were able to put up some points.
Yeah, they did well moving the ball down the field. I talked to a coach before the game. He said that they had a lot to work on, but that, with this COVID situation, it's new to everyone. These coaches are trying to figure it out. The teams are trying to figure it out. He said the biggest problem he saw with his team from the first week was that they could only come in and do conditioning one day. And he said they lost their legs last week at halftime of the game. And he said that's what they tried to work on this week. But he said he's leaning on his senior leadership to get this team to keep on going and keep on playing, and really to see if they can come back tonight against a team also that got beaten pretty badly their first game.
But speaking of COVID, they won their second game, but not really.
Yes, exactly. So both teams have been affected by COVID. One got a loss, and the other got a victory. And so George Rogers Clark, they got the victory against Madison Southern last week, but Cooper beat them 30-3 at home in the opening game. This is a new regime. Coach Chirico was at Paintsville, had a wonderful season there.
Did they win last year?
Yeah, they won in 2020, the first time in 100 years Paintsville have won a sweat title. In 2019, runner-up. He played for a national championship team at Marshall as a defensive back, so he comes from a winning tradition. I talked to him before the game today, and I just asked him, what do you hope to improve from last game? And he laughed, and he said, after the way we played, you got to improve everything. So he had a really good spirit about himself. But I did ask him, I said, what do you work on when you have a bye week that you don't expect to have? And he said, well, it sounds cliche, but we went back to basics. He said, we tried to go back over everything we could to get our players ready to play. He said they thought they were playing all the way up until last Wednesday night. They had everything prepared for Madison Southern. They were ready to play. They looked all over the state to try to find a game. Never could find a game. So what they ended up doing was the administration finally said Thursday morning, give the guys off. So he said they took off Friday, Saturday, and Sunday like they normally do on an open week. And they came back, and they started again. So he said tonight is kind of a new start. I asked him about his leadership also. He said being a new coach, it's hard to know who to lean on. But he said my leaders have stepped forward, and they've shown themselves. He said not only do they have to show it inside the locker room, he said, I need them to show it on the field. He said that's where it's going to make a difference.
Well, you can learn a lot after that first game, I think, as a new coach. Once you get that first game down, whether you win or lose, you learn a lot about your team. You had the opportunity to talk to the West Jessamine coach also. Is that correct?
Yes.
And what did
he was saying kind of the same thing. He was saying that they played well, he thought, in the first half. He thought that they would come back tonight and be excited to come home and play and get the game in. But he said the same thing. He said, you get tired of hitting each other. You don't know where you stand until you get on the field the first game. And he said we were all jacked up for that first game, and then it gets canceled against Dunbar, so we don't get to play that game. And then the second game you come out, and like you said, they put up some offense against Southwest, but Southwestern beat them 55-25. Again, I asked him, can you learn from a loss? He said, well, you would rather not. You'd rather learn from a victory. But he said, you play with what you have.
Yeah.
So he said what he hopes tonight is to see his players come back and grow from where they were last week because they learned what they needed to work on, and that's what they worked on. I think it's interesting. This is the first time these two schools have ever played each other.
Oh, really?
They're not that far away. Winchester and Nicholasville are not that far, but they've never played before. So this is a new experience to these teams along with the coaches.
Now, I'm a little unfamiliar, but these teams aren't in the same region.
No, they're not the same division or anything.
So it matters a little, and of course you always want to win.
Right.
But in the grand scheme of things, it's not going to affect where you wind up in the playoffs necessarily.
Yes, exactly. And that's what Coach Marsh of West Jessamine said. He said, what we want to do is grow from game to game to game until you get to the games where it really matters. Like you say, you don't want to lose any time. But your district opponents are the ones that you really need to worry about. So what you use is these games to get ready for those games. George Rogers Clark is a much bigger school than West Jessamine. So you go out and you just go out and you see how you are. You see where you're coming from. You see what you need to work on. But, both teams are in that same situation. You don't have one coming from a huge victory and the other one coming from a huge loss. You got two teams that are hungry. And I'm excited to see how they come out on the field and play tonight.
Yeah, me too. Now, who are some players that we might be able to, I know Denham is the quarterback.
He was 9 for 18 for 65 yards. He had 17 yards on 3 rushes in the opener. When you get beat 30-3, you don't have a whole lot of offense, and that's what the coach said.
Yeah.
You have a field goal kicker, though, who kicked a 31-yard field goal, which in high school, I'm getting more and more impressed with high school kickers. They're doing the job, but you don't want to depend on your kicker.
No.
You want to get some offense on the field. You also have running back Carter Lowe, number 6. He's a 5'10", 180-pound senior. He had 7 rushes for 13 yards.
Yeah.
So you're not seeing a whole lot of offense.
That speaks a lot right there. When you have 7 carries and you're getting less than 2 yards per
exactly, and he was the leading carrier. So,
Yeah.
you have to look at that. If you go with West Jessamine, though, Jacob Jones, their quarterback, was 14 for 27, 52% for 154 yards. He had 2 TDs and 1 interception. But at least they put some points on the board. And when I talked to George Rogers Clark, coach, he said, we need to get the ball in the end zone just to know what it feels like. And if you don't have it in there, then you gotta figure it out. So that's what he said. He's hoping to see that he can do that. West Jessamine's, it looks like, to me at least, their big target was their wide receiver Ernest Stanfield. He had 9 catches for 130 yards and a touchdown. So I think West Jessamine is going to try to put the ball in the air. Rather apparent, that's what they do. And then we're going to see with George Rogers Clark. Their coach was very funny. He said, honestly, I'm not sure what we're going to do. So tonight, I know he has a game plan, but he was saying that he wasn't just sure how they were going to respond. But, again, you come out on a beautiful Friday night.
Oh, yeah, it is.
At a beautiful field. And to me, there's nothing better than high school football. These guys need to realize how great they have it. Come out and play. The crowd's here. They're ready to play. I think it's going to be an exciting atmosphere. And, again, like you said, learn from last week. See what you do better this week. I told West Jessamine's coach, since we're going to be doing a lot of their games, I'm excited to see where they are at the end of the year. Because, honestly, that's what matters, where you are towards the end.
Now, I've not seen either one of these teams play, but are you aware of what type of defense either team has? I mean,
yeah, it's really with West Jessamine. I have a couple stats on there, so I wasn't able to see their game, but they have a 6'2", 200-pound senior linebacker in Hunter Chastain who had 6 tackles, 2 tackles for loss. They have a defensive tackle, Dylan Watts, who had a fumble recovery last week. So they had some giveaways, but they also take the ball away some also. So I think both teams are they don't have an abundance of upperclassmen, but that's what the coaches are leaning on. They're leaning on their juniors and seniors to go ahead and lead these teams and get them to where they need to be. They have no Jackson Applegate had 4 tackles, 3 for a solo. He's a junior. So, again, something to build on for West Jessamine to see. With George Rogers Clark, when I asked their coach about their defense, he said, when you give up 30 points, you're not playing much defense. So I think that's something you can go back to your team and practice. I'm sure their defense did not want to watch the film of that game, but that's how you learn. The coaches stop the play. They say, here's where you did wrong. And then tonight you see if the players can go ahead and translate that into a game-time situation.
Mm-hmm. Well, there's nothing really much to do except have the kickoff. We're still about 8 minutes away. But while I got you here, Rick, and, tomorrow there's another big game going on nearby. So I want to know what your thoughts are about the Wildcats and the Warhawks.
Yes. It's, first of all, again, an exciting time to have football back, to have a full stadium at Kroger Field. I'm going to be old and call it Commonwealth, so you have to excuse me when I do that. But to have Kentucky coming out, this is one of the years they're expecting a lot from them. Kentucky is not used to that, okay? Right. I've watched Kentucky my entire life. And to come out – now, I have to say – I'm a pie in the sky. I think every year they're going to be great. But in reality, I know that's not the case. But this year, I think they're going to be really good. It's going to be interesting to see how the quarterback situation turns out. They gave up a lot that left in order to get Will in here to see how he does. So it'd be interesting to see how they play tomorrow. I think they're going to have a big win tomorrow.
I think so, too. Well, it's time for the national anthem. We will step aside and we'll be back with you with high school football on Glycod next.
New teen drivers are at greater risk for car crashes, particularly at night and during the first few months without adult supervision. Checkpoints is a free 1-hour educational program held monthly at the Jessamine Career and Technology Center in Nicholasville. It will help you help your teen be safer when they become a new independent driver. For more details, including program incentives and how to register, visit the Jessamine County Health Department's website at jessaminehealth.org.
Founded in 1910 in the Ohio Valley region, German American Bank has been raising the standards in banking, insurance, investments, and wealth management for over a century. We're big enough to provide the conveniences of modern banking, yet small enough to care about the people and communities we serve. Because we believe that when a community thrives, its people prosper. Strengthening our community since 1910. German American Bank.
Looking for new ways to connect with your customer? Did you know that local grassroots marketing is the most effective? For a successful economic approach, email info@glycod.com or call 502-551-5027.
Donating plasma is an easy way to earn up to $600 a month as a new donor while saving lives. That's right. Every donation you make helps patients in need survive and thrive. Returning donors also see monthly bonus payouts and I Give rewards points. Go to cslplasma.com to learn more about plasma donation. CSL Plasma. Good for you, great for life.
Family owned and operated since 1946, Thomas Car Wash has specialized in making Louisville cars look fresh and clean. Co-owned by 2006 Mill graduate Alex Thomas, Thomas Car Wash has 4 convenient locations, including their newly renovated one at 5321 Preston Highway, just a mile down from Mail. Additional locations include 6511 Preston Highway, 4139 Bardstown Road, and one at the intersection of Hurstbourne Parkway and Taylorsville Road. From full service to express washes to detailing and towel drying, wash local with Thomas Car Wash.
You're tuned in to Central Kentucky High School football from Glycod.
Hi, I'm Glenn Downs, pharmacist and owner of the Prescription Pad in Nicholasville. We are an independent community pharmacy that provides personalized service. We offer free home delivery, medication compliance packaging, compounding, and home medical equipment. Getting your medications from us means no need to wait in line or on the phone for minutes. Visit us at 465 Keene Center Drive in the Keene Shops in Nicholasville or by phone at 859-887-2841. The Prescription Pad is dedicated to your family's health.
You're tuned in to Central Kentucky High School football from Glycod.
New teen drivers are at greater risk for car crashes, particularly at night and during the first few months without adult supervision. Checkpoints is a free 1-hour educational program held monthly at the Jessamine Career and Technology Center in Nicholasville. It will help you help your teen be safer when they become a new independent driver. For more details, including program incentives and how to register, visit the Jessamine County Health Department's website at jessaminehealth.org.
Founded in 1910 in the Ohio Valley region, German American Bank has been raising the standards in banking, insurance, investments, and wealth management for over a century. We're big enough to provide the conveniences of modern banking, yet small enough to care about the people and communities we serve. Because we believe that when a community thrives, its people prosper. Strengthening our community since 1910. German American Bank.
Looking for new ways to connect with your customer? Did you know that local grassroots marketing is the most effective? For a successful economic approach, email info@glycod.com or call 502-551-5027.
Donating plasma is an easy way to earn up to $600 a month as a new donor while saving lives. That's right. Every donation you make helps patients in need survive and thrive. Returning donors also see monthly bonus payouts and I Give rewards points. Go to cslplasma.com to learn more about plasma donation. CSL Plasma. Good for you, great for life.
Family owned and operated since 1946, Thomas Car Wash has specialized in making Louisville cars look fresh and clean. Co-owned by 2006 Mill graduate Alex Thomas, Thomas Car Wash has 4 convenient locations, including their newly renovated one at 5321 Preston Highway, just a mile down from Mail. Additional locations include 6511 Preston Highway, 4139 Bardstown Road, and one at the intersection of Hurstbourne Parkway and Taylorsville Road. From full service to express washes to detailing and towel drying, wash local with Thomas Car Wash.
You're tuned in to Central Kentucky High School football from Glycod.
All right, welcome back, folks. Clint Goins, Rick Reams here with you. West Jessamine won the toss, but they decided to defer to the second half, so they'll be coming out and kicking from north to south. And we have the sun right in our eyes, Rick Reams.
Yeah, I'm not sure if it was a planned pooch kick or not, but it worked out perfectly. Stopped him right when he got the ball.
Tate Spade, I think, was on the recovery for the Cardinals. and there was no return.
20-yard line.
So the Cardinals with the ball, their first drive here. They're coming out. Short kickoff, but it worked out perfectly. Got no yardage on that return. Cardinals come out with the first offensive play of this game. It's time to see if they learned anything from last week and what they can do this week.
Brady Denham in the shotgun, got one back with him, and he's going to hand off. Nice hole up the middle there.
Boy, that sure looked like a face. Oh, there it came. Looked like a face mask. Yeah, actually got his head turned all the way around. Little late call there, but that's what the call is going to be.
Face mask against West Jessamine.
Face mask, that's
major 15-yarder.
They still have the 5-yard incidental face mask anymore?
I'm not
get rid of that?
I think they've gotten rid of that, but I'm not sure. But I tell you what, that's a good way to start your offense to get a 1st and 10 on a penalty.
5-yard step off.
Oh, so there it is, incidental face mask.
What do you know?
The ball up to the 28-yard line.
I tell you, as a person who's had his face mask grabbed, I don't care if it's intentional or not. It still kind of hurts.
Exactly. He turned his head all the way around there.
That's the same play, looks like to me. Right up the middle. This is number 1, but I don't have a number 1 on my roster.
Stop for West Jessamine.
But Ian Fain made the stop for the Colts.
First down for the Cardinals, ball at their own
2 straight running plays, and they've done well. The line is busting off there, making a hole for them. Same play. I think your idea right now is keep going to it until they can stop you. And right now on 2 plays, the first one, even with the face mask, they got some yardage on that.
Yeah, if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Exactly.
Denham's got 3 wideouts to his left, 1 to his right, but he hands off to the unbeknownst number 1. Doesn't get much, though.
Another good play. West Jessamine did a little bit better that time with the defense. Again, you can't go to the well one too many times sometimes, but from that standpoint, 2nd and 9 here.
At the GRC 35.
Ball on the 35-yard line. Going right back up the middle again.
He's going to get close to a first down if he doesn't get it.
He got it that time again. I tell you what, West Jessamine stopped that play one time, but the other times it has just gone through there, broken that line, that first line of containment, and gotten the ball in first down.
Looks like West Jessamine's running a 4-3.
Yeah, I'm with you, Clint. I'm not sure who number 1 is. We don't have him on our roster.
We do not, but he's getting a lot of carries and doing a pretty good job. Now here we go. Pass play. Is that picked off? I believe it was.
You know, sometimes you get a little too fancy. You got a play that's working. You fake that. You throw it across the middle. A big linebacker waiting right there for the ball. Ian Fain on the interception. First down for West Jessamine. Huge turn of momentum right there.
Oh, yeah. It's another one of those, if it's not broke, why don't fix it.
Over at the GRC 45-yard line.
So Ian Fain had a big game last week, 4 tackles, 3 solo. Come out on the first drive and get an interception. I tell you what, you can't get much better than that.
For the Colts, in the backfield, Bryce Chestnut.
Jacob Jones is going to be taking the snap. They're in a shotgun to start the game on their 45-yard line of George Rogers Clark.
High snap. As he gives it to Chestnut, he's going to get about 12 or 13 yards.
Yeah, again, a good way to start. Both teams are opening up huge holes. They both have big offensive line, and that's what you need.
16 yards. First down, West Jessamine.
16 yards on the first down to go for another first down. Down about the 30-yard line, George Rogers Clark trying to stiffen up here and stop West Jessamine. Goes right back to him. Little better play that time. They kind of snuff it out that time. Excuse me. Chestnut on the carry. Not quite as much yards, about 2 yards there. So it's going to be 2nd and 8 from about the 26, 27-yard line.
Ball on the GRC 27.
West Jessamine's going to keep on in that shotgun. Quarterback comes forward, makes the call to the lineman, takes his spot. We're ready to go. 3 wide receivers out to the right. Going to throw a flanker screen out there. Nice blocking out there for a first down. Very nice play call. Nice blocking.
Stanfield is complete.
Stanfield on the catch.
Timeout on the field.
Got a penalty. Oh, holding. You know, a lot of times when you run that play, your wide receivers are out there trying to get your receiver that has the ball open, and you get a hold right towards the end, and that's exactly what happened on that play. Stanfield had a big week last week for West Jessamine. He had 9 catches for 130 yards and 1 touchdown. That was a great play right there. It's going to come back 10 yards. But it's kind of at the end of the play where that penalty came, so it's going to be 2nd and 9. West Jessamine is going to go again. Looks like they're going to stay in that shotgun. They're going to have an empty backfield right now. Quarterback comes up to call that, make the call. Receivers get the call, and they're ready to play. It's the snap, a quick pass to the running back. Oh, overthrew him just a little bit. An incomplete pass. It's going to make it 3rd and 8. Chestnut was out there, had some blockers in front of him. But, you know, sometimes on that, the quarterback gets a little too excited, makes the throw a little bit high when he could have just kind of dropped that pass in there. You know, you get your emotions going right now. Things will settle down as this game continues. But with this drive, it's first 3rd down for West Jess, 3rd and 9. They need to get a first down here. Then they have to make a decision. If not, on a 4th down. Do you have a kicker that can go that far? After we saw the opening kickoff, I'm not sure.
He'll keep it on his own, and he's going to be a little bit shy.
Jones with a keeper down close to the 20. We'll see where they stop. Just shy of the 20. We'll bring up 4th and 1.
Looks like West Jessamine, which I don't blame them. They're going to go for this one.
Oh yeah, I mean it's kind of in no man's land.
Oh yeah,
You're
exactly.
A bit too far for your kicker, and
at this point you want to get the ball. You want to get some points on the board, but 4th and 1 is worth taking a chance.
Timeout on the field.
Yeah.
GRC.
All right. Well, we've got a timeout, so we will step aside briefly, and we'll be back with more high school football here on Glycod.
Hi, I'm Glenn Downs, pharmacist and owner of the Prescription Pad in Nicholasville. We are an independent community pharmacy that provides personalized service. We offer free home delivery, medication compliance packaging, compounding, and home medical equipment. Getting your medications from us means no need to wait in line or on the phone for minutes. Visit us at 465 Keene Center Drive in the Keene Shops in Nicholasville or by phone at 859-887-2841. The Prescription Pad is dedicated to your family's health.
You're tuned in to Central Kentucky High School Football from Glycod.
Hi, I'm Glenn Downs, pharmacist and owner of
Again in that shotgun. George Rogers Clark defense looking it over. Quarterback direct snap. Quarterback takes it for a first down and more. Down to about the 9-yard line. Good blocking on that time. George Rogers Clark, Coach Chirico came out, tried to get his defense fired up and ready for that play. But they just, the quarterback did a great job of waiting for that hole to open and took that ball himself and got the first down.
Ball's on the 8-yard line. First and goal.
So first and goal for West Jessamine on the 8-yard line. Their first drive of the game. They started this drive about on the 42-yard line after an interception.
Flag on the field.
Looks like we have a sideline warning against West Jessamine. So that again is just a warning. No yards are stepped off there. First and goal.
It's Jones on the carry. I think he's in there.
Jones into the end zone. for the Colts.
Same play as on that fourth down. Or just snapped it right to him. He waited for his hole, got his hole, went up the middle, scored the first points of the game. 6-0 West Jessamine. A great way to start. So now West Jessamine is going to come out for the extra point attempt. We have 7 minutes, 52 seconds left. It was a nice drive to start the game. You want to go ahead and get the points, especially after a turnover. Way to cash in on that.
Yes. This is Isaac Maynard, I think, kicking the PAT, and it's good.
Extra point by Isaac Maynard is good.
7-0. We'll step aside once again. This is high school football on Glycod.
GRC.
Hi, I'm Glenn Downs, pharmacist and owner of the Prescription Pad in Nicholasville. We are an independent community pharmacy that provides personalized service. We offer free home delivery, medication compliance packaging, compounding, and home medical equipment. Getting your medications from us means no need to wait in line or on the phone for minutes. Visit us at 465 Keene Center Drive in the Keene Shops in Nicholasville or by phone at 859-887-2841. The Prescription Pad is dedicated to your family's health.
You're tuned in to Central Kentucky High School Football from Glycod.
We are back here at Colt Field with West Jessamine. Huge momentum there. Get a turnover and get some points on the board. They're going to be back out to kick off again for the second time this game.
We'll kick off again for West Jessamine. The touchdown play covered 8 yards.
Solomon Smith again to kick off. Who we got back deep for GRC? If we can see in the sun. Man, the sun is right in my eyes. Well, it's another short kick. I won't call it a pooch kick, but GRC does a little better job of picking it up, and number one gets a couple of guys a miss and gets down to the 44-yard line.
I'll tell you what, he's a real player. If we know his name, we would give him a lot of accolades.
That's
but
right.
He's playing very well right now.
We'll try to
Again,
figure that out at halftime.
The next break, maybe we can find out, see if we can find out who he is. But just a great run there. Get the ball all the way up to the 44-yard line. Again, I think George Rogers Clark, you don't want to get too pretty, too cute here. Go with what got you so far. That last downs, they had 4 runs that got them a couple first downs, then tried that one pass that got the interception. So they're going to be first down on the 43-yard lines.
Yeah, that's what got them into trouble. They were doing fine running the ball,
Yeah.
and they throw it and throw it into the hands of Ian Fain. Hand off again. Nice move by number one. Picks up a couple.
Yeah, West Jessamine did a much better job that time defending the run.
There have been in previous plays, there's been a huge hole in the middle for them to run through.
The center's doing a great job of coming off the ball, and just West Jessamine's having trouble that time. They ran off a little bit to the left side, and the defender was waiting there, Hunter Chastain. But like you said, the other ones, the middle has been wide open.
That is again, and number one gets down within a yard of a first down.
I believe I heard him say his name is Washington, so we'll go with that until we hear differently.
Washington, okay.
In on the stop for West Jessamine.
But I tell you, he's got a lot of yards. He's doing a great job. So a third down right here, a big play for both teams, but especially for George Rogers Clark, because you don't want to just turn around and give the ball right back.
Wow.
I tell you, Clint, I don't think I'd go away from that. I think I'd just keep on taking the ball down the field the way you're doing. You're having good success. Get 5-6 yards of play, a chunk plays. Hey, you know what? A score is the same way if you go down the field or if you get an 80-yard pass. So I'd say keep that up until West Jessamine can stop it.
I tell you what, though, he didn't make the tackle, but Hunter Chastain laid a wallop on the GRC lineman. I forget who it was.
Yeah, they sealed that time. That was a much better play. But, yeah, Hunter Chastain, 6'2", 200-pound senior. There's his name again. He had 6 tackles, 2 tackles for loss last week. He's going to be their defender. He's the guy to watch.
I've been pretty impressed with the Colts linebackers so far. Ian Fain, number 20, and Hunter Chastain is number 14. Look out for them.
You can tell that they are the keys to this defense.
And they're both seniors. Man in motion. This is number 5, Randarius Parker. He is stopped for no gain.
I tell you again, that's the senior leadership that Coach Marsh talked about before the game. These kids are doing it on the field tonight for West Jessamine. Now this is going to be interesting. 3rd and 9 yards. This is where they're going to probably, I don't know if they can come out and pass it again or not, but I tell you what, they didn't have much luck the first time they tried to pass it.
No, they didn't. Ian Fain read that one and was all over it. Big play here for the Cardinals. And they are going to pass it out in the flat. But again, no gain. The pass is caught by Carter Lowe.
You got a late flag there.
Oh,
looks like they're going to call a late hit there.
Oh.
You know, he held the wide receiver up, had a couple other West Jessamine defenders come back and knock him down, but the side judge thought it was a late hit. I'm not sure I agree with that,
I'm not
but
sure either.
It doesn't matter what we think. We're standing up here. It's 15 yards. You get an automatic first yard, first down. So, you know, for George Rogers Clark, as I said with West Jessamine, you take them any way you can get them.
The Colt fans not too happy with that either. Student section up on their feet, giving them their what for.
Yeah, I think that referee, he's over there on that side. I think he's hearing a little more than he wants, maybe even from the coaches there.
Yeah, I thought the hit was pretty close to the whistle.
Another big play on defense by West Jessamine.
Yes.
They're starting to kind of get into the seams that were being opened up on the first couple of plays that that George Rogers Clark had. So West Jessamine's making a little bit of a modification. Now as an offense, you got to make a modification to go against what they're doing differently now.
I couldn't tell who made the tackle on that play. And the GRC center you mentioned is 66, and we don't have his number either. Oh, nice little dipsy-do to make his man miss, and that's Washington, we believe, number 1. He picks up 3 or 4.
So, yeah, that was a great move by Washington there to take that little sidestep. As a defensive lineman, you think, I've got this guy.
Oh, yeah.
He's right here in
the
front
backfield.
of me. Yeah, and all of a sudden he makes that one move, and then you're a whoops, I don't have him anymore.
This will bring up 3rd and about 6 yards.
Quarterback's coming. He got the call all the way from the sideline with the coaches, so it'll be interesting to see what they call here. They've not had much luck passing, so I'm going to be interested to see what they do here to get that going and see if they can get a first down here. Yeah, it looks like the coaches, there was a little bit of confusion. Looks like they called a timeout, trying to get it all together. So we got a timeout here on the field with West Jessamine leading 7-0.
2:59 left to go in the first quarter.
Hi, I'm Glenn Downs, pharmacist and owner of the Prescription Pad in Nicholasville. We are an independent community pharmacy that provides personalized service. We offer free home delivery, medication compliance packaging, compounding, and home medical equipment. Getting your medications from us means no need to wait in line or on the phone for minutes. Visit us at 465 Keene Center Drive in the Keene Shops in Nicholasville or by phone at 859-887-2841. The Prescription Pad is dedicated to your family's health.
You're tuned in to Central Kentucky High School Football from Glycod.
So George Rogers Clark coaches right there, they weren't really pleased with how the team had broke the huddle. It looked like there was some confusion. The linemen waited a long time. I think at that time the offensive coordinator said, let's just stop this play. Let's get them over the sideline. Let's explain exactly what we want to do. On a big play, 3rd and 6 from the 23-yard line, you want to make sure everyone's on the right page here. George Rogers Clark has not had much less passing. It's going to be interesting to see what they do and also how West Jessamine defends this. They're back in the shotgun once again. Takes the snap. He's going to hand it off up the middle. Oh, a nice defensive play. Very nice. A host of West Jessamine players came in on the tackle on there. Skylar Stone with the first hit on that. You got a 4th down here. Now, George Rogers Clark does have a good field goal kicker. He kicked a 31-yarder in the first game. But it looks like they're going to go for it here. Again, you're kind of in no man's land right here. But your problem is you're kind of limited because the West Jessamine is not going to be really expecting you to pass. Maybe that's going to be the trick play. But it's going to be a big play here. 4th and 6 on the 23-yard line.
Under 2.5.
I don't know. Again, they're in what I like to call, Rick, no man's land, where you're too close to punt, you're too far to kick a field goal, and you just have to go for it, whatever it is. If you don't get it, you don't get it. Washington is able to shed a few, but I don't think he's going to be up to the first down. I think he's going to be about a yard short.
Number 42, Nathan Cole. Number 20, Ian Fain.
Yeah, you had Fain in on that play again. Like you said, he's one of their big guys. He's a really good player, and on that, you know, you bend but you don't break. You stopped them on 4th down. Big play for both teams. George Rogers Clark's offense is kind of walking off the objective. They have to be frustrated right now, but you can't lose your focus. You're going to have to hope your defense stands up and get that ball back. So we have first down on the 19-yard line for West Jessamine.
Nathan and Cole also in on that play for the Colts.
Pass from Jones to Stanfield, complete.
Jones has a nice release on that ball. Looks like they may have called a roughing the passer on that play. Oh, no, opposite.
Holding, it's all coming back.
You know, George Rogers Clark came in on a blitz with that. So a very great call, great play, but just tied to get it. We have some other scores from around the area here. Sayre 18, Frankfort 8 at half. Douglas is up 43-0 against Lafayette in the second quarter. Lexington Catholic's up on Kevin Catholic 10-6 at the end of first. Great Crossing and Henry Clay are tied at 0. Lexington Christian won by forfeit tonight, and East Jessamine won by forfeit tonight.
So this is first and about 21, I'm going to say. Back to pass again. It's nice out there to number 4. That's Chestnut. Makes a nice spin move. Gets it across the 50 before he's dragged down.
Bryce Chestnut, great play there. Tell you what, he made that spin. He had a good gain at first, but that spin just took him all the way out right to almost to midfield.
Gave him another 20 yards.
Yeah, you get a 10-yard penalty, and then you come back with that play. You throw it about 3 yards and let Chestnut go, and that's exactly what he did.
Camden Alpin finally brought him down for GRC. Otherwise, he may have gone to the house. As the sun begins to set here, Jacob Jones in a shotgun. He's got 2 wideouts to his right. Oh, that was right on the money, and he threaded the needle on the pass, but
yeah, it looks like he had a hold of his jersey there, but that's a great play if you can get by with it. The back judge couldn't see him. He was blocked from it. So if you can grab it, but that stopped him. But I think they missed that call.
Yeah, he only had one hand on the ball, and I think it's because he couldn't get the other hand around.
I totally agree with you.
Jones. We got a man in motion. That was Stanfield. He gets the ball and only gets about a yard before he's brought down by Carter Lowe.
Yeah, Carter Lowe did a great job on that. You know, like you said, he was in motion, threw it as he was moving past him. Carter Lowe stayed at home, came up, made the tackle to make a 3rd and long.
So 3rd and 9. This is probably the longest possession that the Colts have faced so far tonight. We got 35 seconds left here in the first quarter. As you can see, West Jessamine up by 7. Got all the time in the day to throw the ball, keeps it himself, and I think he picks it up. I think he gets the first down.
You know, in that case, the quarterback, he took the punishment. He took the hit in order to get the first down. Now, if you get the first down, that's great, but you don't want to get hurt.
No.
This quarterback, he's got a lot going for him, so they're going to have a measurement here with 21 seconds left. Quarterback's coming over to get the call for the next play. but a great play by him. But again, you got to do risk versus reward.
Especially this early in the season and this early in this game.
Exactly, and you can tell that West Jessamine's offense rotates around him. So he's one of you coaches are telling him right now, look, we appreciate the effort, but take the ball out of bounds and don't take the hit. At least that's what I'd be telling him. So you're going to have a fourth and, inches, chain links to go here.
But he could have slid, and they
Yes.
would have had a 4th and 2 and probably felt they could have made it.
I think you're right. I think that's, again, you get your kid on the sideline, you say, I love the effort, but we need you to be smart. The smart play is there either to slide or just go out of bounds.
It'll be 4th and the width of a credit card.
The PA announcer said 4th and the width of a credit card, and I think he's about right, too.
Yeah, it's not much at all. I love when the chain gang, the 4th down mark, is trying to get as close as he can to the chain, showing where the first down is going to be. So you're going to have a 4th and 1 on the 41-yard line. Looks like West Jessamine is going to take a timeout here. No need to rush this play. Get the call in you want. We've seen George Rogers Clark has had trouble stopping West Jessamine. This is a play where I think, we've seen this before on the 4th down. They direct snap to the quarterback, as they always do, but then the quarterback waits till the hole opens and then goes through. So this is one where George Rogers Clark is going to be up on in a goal line defense. So these are sometimes plays that break wide open simply because the defense is trying so hard to stop that 1 inch that they forget about all the field behind them.
I agree. I tell you what, I've been fairly impressed with West Jessamine so far.
Oh, I tell you what, I hate to say it like this, I wasn't expecting this from them.
No,
quarterback
I wasn't
is a
either.
very nice arm. Jacob Jones has a beautiful ball that he throws.
Yes. And Southwestern must be a heck of a ball team.
Yes.
That's all I got to say.
Oh, boy.
They don't make it. They don't make it. Nice job by the George Rogers Clark defense to stop them there.
I tell you what, that was a gut check there. And their defense, your offense can build off that momentum of the defense. Because again, as I said, I thought, well, with half a credit card to go, that'd be an easy first down. George Rogers Clark didn't think that. They tried to run the ball outside. George Rogers Clark had containment, got inside, made that tackle, actually for a loss of about a yard and a half.
Yeah, I'm surprised they just didn't a quarterback sneak on that. I mean, you're that close.
I think sometimes you overthink those. I think that's one thing that you see a lot in college football also, is just go up and get the first down.
Yeah.
You don't have to be cute about it.
You've got 3 guys, the center and the 2 guards, and say, do your job.
Exactly.
And quarterback just falls forward, gets the first down.
Washington on the carry again, but again, stop behind the background. Chastain again's in there. So, George Rogers Clark, they have some runs they're doing, but right now West Jessamine is getting a lot of penetration into the backfield.
All right, that's going to bring the first quarter to a close. We'll step aside and be back with the second quarter of high school football here on Glycod.
New teen drivers are at greater risk for car crashes, particularly at night and during the first few months without adult supervision. Checkpoints is a free 1-hour educational program held monthly at the Jessamine Career and Technology Center in Nicholasville. It will help you help your teen be safer when they become a new independent driver. For more details, including program incentives and how to register, visit the Jessamine County Health Department's website at jessaminehealth.org.
Founded in 1910 in the Ohio Valley region, German American Bank has been raising the standards in banking, insurance, investments, and wealth management for over a century. We're big enough to provide the conveniences of modern banking, yet small enough to care about the people and communities we serve. Because we believe that when a community thrives, its people prosper. Strengthening our community since 1910. German American Bank.
Looking for new ways to connect with your customer? Did you know that local grassroots marketing is the most effective? For a successful economic approach, email info@glycod.com or call 502-551-5027.
Donating.
Welcome back, folks, to West Jessamine High School football field. GRC with the ball now. They trail 7-0. Washington catches the ball on the flat, and he is Well, he may have fought to get back to the line of scrimmage, Rick.
I tell you what, he doesn't get many yards, but he had a great effort. He got hit in the back far field, 3 or 4 yards behind the line of scrimmage. Just to get back to the original line of scrimmage is something. But again, another third down. What can George Rogers Clark do to get a chunk of yards here to get that first down and not just turn right back around and give the ball to West Jessamine?
You know, their passing game hasn't been all that swift so far. I think they only had one attempt. Is that right? Or
they had the interception. That one was caught, and they had one other where they got the penalty down here. It was caught for no gain. So
that's right.
They're not a huge threat to throw, but on 3rd and 10, you're sometimes necessity breeds that you have to go. You have to make that throw.
I'm tempted whether it's to run it and then punt it away or try to pass it. And boy, he almost got it. He almost got it.
You know, one thing I'm going to give George Rogers Clark on that play is they ran to the sticks.
Yes.
That's what drives me crazy is you run, you have 3rd and 10 and you run 8 yards. You know, that doesn't do you any good. So
Joey Hill ran 11 yards, turned around, ball was there, but it was a little low.
I tell you what, they're either going to quick kick this, but it looks like they're going for it.
I foresee a quick kick.
There it is.
Yep. And they catch it on the fly. That's number 20, Ian Fain, who we've called a lot on defense. And he gets a couple of yards out to about the 35. And the Colts will take over on offense.
I tell you, on a play like that, I love to see him go back there and make that catch. Because what they're hoping is on a quick kick that you just get the ball that just bounces forever. Yeah. So you could kind of see it in the way they were lined up, what was going to happen. But Ian Fain went back, got that ball. He even got about 2 or 3 yards, but that's much better than letting that ball bounce all the way down to the 10-yard line, which is on offense is what you want to happen.
Right. If you let the ball hit the turf, you never know.
Right.
But it's very seldom it bounces in your favor.
Exactly.
If you're the offensive team, the receiving team.
Boy, I tell you what, he
Jones
he fumbled that ball on the fake, but picked it up and got him about 6 or 7 yards.
Yeah.
Like.
Out to the 41, I believe.
Tell you what, I'm really impressed with him. He seems like he knows the game and plays the game. So it seems like that he is, you know, it's one thing to be able to play the game, but to be able to understand the game and know what you're doing out there. He looks like he has all the confidence in the world, and that's what you want in your quarterback.
Yeah, he can see the defense, read the defense, make decisions on the fly. Chestnut, no gain on that one.
Yeah, nice play, right? You know, he lost a couple yards on that play. George Rogers Clark made it across the line of scrimmage and was able to get the tackle in the backfield.
Illegal motion called against.
Oh, we got a flag.
An illegal shift.
An illegal shift.
5-yard step off.
So that'll bring up 3rd and 9.
Actually,
excuse me,
second, yeah. So
second
looks like they had 2 men moving at the same time. So that's one of those where you need to really hold and not make that snap at that time. But you get 2nd and 9 for West Jessamine. That hasn't been a problem though. So
no, not
it'll be interesting to see what happens because they actually lost yards on that play. But now you get the down back, but you're a little further back.
If you want to see more than one guy in motion, watch the Canadian Football League. They have got guys flying all over the field. Fakes the pass. Nice pass. That's caught by Dalton Carter.
Tell you what, Carter, he held his ground. He waited for the ball, got the ball, and advanced a little bit. Not a huge gain, but again, something for George Rogers Clark to think about. Because, you know, on that play, you could do a hitch and run later in the game. Kid waits there and then takes off, and George Rogers Clark is right there.
And that was that pass was almost tipped. I mean, it
went through a lot of almost hands there to get to his receiver. But you know what? All that matters is the end result.
3 wide outs to the left. Passes over to the flat. Oh, a good play by GRC. They can't make out yet who made the tackle.
Pass complete to Ernest Stanfield.
Yeah,
Loss of about 2 on the play.
I tell you with that, you get a wide receiver screen, but the wide receivers have to block for you. You have to block on that. A very nice play out there on the side.
That's Camden
McAlpin,
a freshman.
Yes, I tell you what, you can't. That again, something you can't teach. He just made the play. I love to see freshmen come out here and just show that they know the game. First punt of the game.
Yeah.
other than the quick kick. But first punt for West Jessamine.
High snap. Ooh, that came close. It's a high punt, but not very far. Oh, luckily it bounces in the Colts' direction, and he'll get about 15 yards total on that punt. That was almost blocked, wasn't it?
Yeah, I tell you, it was. And then the kick, like you said, went straight up. And when that happens, all the George Rogers Clark coaches were screaming, "Get away from it," because you never know what's going to happen when that ball comes down. Way up in the sky, beautiful sky tonight, but it was way up there.
It went a lot higher than it did go far.
Yes, it went much higher than it did for the lengthwise.
Yes.
But George Rogers Clark has the ball first down and 10 on their own 39-yard line. They're still trailing 7-0. 8:11 left in the second quarter at West Jessamine High School.
So far, I think West Jessamine has, as it shows, they have the lead 7-0, but it could be much worse, I think. And George Rogers Clark is doing a good job hanging in there. Offsides. Was he pulled
do one
off?
of those you bend but you don't break, and that's what they're doing. Be interesting to see the defensive player jumped, made the offensive player move. I've seen that call both ways. Yeah, I think that's the right call, though.
Against defense.
Because he jumped is why the kid on George Rogers Clark moved. So now you get a 1st and 5, which kind of opens the field a little bit more to you.
We're so glad you joined us tonight. We've got a beautiful night here for high school football. And we've got a flag, delay of game.
And another flag on the play.
I think we're going to give that 5 yards back. That has got to get your coaches just going crazy.
Man.
You get a 1st and 5, you go up to the line and nothing has gone on, and all of a sudden you get a legal free. Coach Chirico is over there coaching. I see him talking to his players saying we just cannot do that. And that's what high school game's all about. Learning the game.
Yes.
He's still coaching. He's on the side. He's not even watching the game right now. He's talking to his young kids, explaining what happened there.
You have to remember these guys are 18 or younger. Well, it might be a couple of 19-year-olds given the COVID extra year. I know the Boyle County quarterback, they were the 4A state champs. The quarterback, Jagger Gillis, came back this year for a 5th-year senior.
I tell you what, that was quite an upset with Lexington Christian going down there and beating them at Boyle County.
Yes, wasn't it, though?
Oh, I tell you what, that's I've called a lot of Lexington Christian games. I've been impressed with them. They've gotten better and better, but honestly, I didn't think they had taken that leap yet to get to that point. But, boy, they have to be excited about that team at Lexington Christian.
Oh, they're going to pass it here. Nice pass. It's caught by Jalen Berry, a 205-pound sophomore, and he gets near the 20.
Tell you what, that was a beautiful ball. He threw it against his body, which they tell you not to do, but he hit a strike. And, boy, I tell you what, all of a sudden, George Rogers Clark down on the about the 21-yard line, they're starting to feel a little bit because that's going to open up the running game. If you can even have a threat of being able to pass the ball, it's going to help your running game immensely.
Yes, that's been the Cardinals' biggest play by far.
By far, yes. And I think West Jessamine's defense, kind of like me, you just weren't expecting that.
No.
And all of a sudden he opens up, and that throw came right across the middle. A beautiful throw and a beautiful catch and a nice run afterwards.
This time they hand it off to number 2, Joey Hill. He doesn't get much.
That time, West Jessamine's defenders was able to penetrate that front line. The lineman from George Rogers Clark and Hatfield got in the backfield and made a good tackle. Just tied him up and didn't let him go anywhere. So you got a loss of 1, 2nd 11 on the 21-yard line.
So Denham goes all the way to the sideline, gets the play, brings it in here. Two wideouts to the right, one to the left, tight end on the left, fakes the handoff, drops back, throws another ball, but over his intended receiver.
I believe that was tipped also. Didn't get quite across there. So
that was intended, I think, for Jalen Berry.
Yeah, I know these kids are young, but poor Denham having to run all the way to the sideline and back. I think I would go with hand signals or something.
Isn't that what receivers are
Yeah,
for?
exactly. Let's hope he got a Fitbit or something on. He might as well get credit for all those steps because every play is running all the way over to the far sideline to get the play and comes in and calls it. But I'm with you. Let's send some receivers in there with the plays.
That's what we always did when I played football. Like the receivers were the ones that bring the plays.
Exactly. You just waited till they came.
That's right. Puts it up again. And no, it's through the hands of number 7, Sam Clements. A freshman receiver, 5'10", 150 pounds. It was kind of low. The pass was kind of low.
Right. But, in some of those cases, you got to help your quarterback. You got to go down and get that ball. Yeah. But, again, 4th and 11, you're in no man's land. Field goal is going to be close to 40 yards if you try that, so they're not going to do that. They're going to go for it on 4th and 11. They've had a great drive here, but West Jessamine gets a stop here. Boy, I tell you, again, a momentum change.
Yeah. If it were me, I think I'd go for the end zone.
Yep.
I think I'd throw it up and just see what happens.
I think you have nothing to lose on that.
Yeah.
You're right.
Even if they intercept it, so what? As long as you can tackle them before they take it back.
Oh, nice play. I tell you what, just a little out route. He hit him. All of a sudden, George Rogers Clark is showing us offense that I just honestly didn't think they had. But 4th and 11, you make the first down there.
Yeah.
A big play there. Big play for Brady Denham on 1st and goal from the 8-yard line. This is only a 7-0 game. You would think.
That's right.
The way West Jessamine's played that it would be much higher. But like you said, George Rogers Clark is still in this. You get a score here, and, man, I tell you what, it's a brand-new ball game.
I think the Colts were thinking like I was, that they're going to go for the end zone, and they played prevent defense.
Exactly.
Instead, they threw underneath of them.
I tell you what, a great play call.
Denham under center this time and hands off to Washington, I believe, and he doesn't get much, if anything.
Tell you, West Jessamine's really kind of closed up that middle hole we were talking about early in the game. It was wide open in the middle there. Washington tried to get through that hole that time, and it just wasn't there. So 2nd and goal from the 9-yard line. 4 minutes, 48 seconds to go here. Well, glad you're joining us here on Glycod Sports tonight from West Jessamine High School in Nicholasville, Kentucky.
We've got a good game going.
Sure do. Everything we could have hoped for.
Under center again, Denham, and Washington goes outside this time, and he's going to lose yards.
Tell you, that's how you draw it up as defense. String the ball runner out, make him go laterally instead of up the field, and then you get a host of tacklers out there to make the tackle. So, again, you're at 3rd and 11-yard lines. They're going backwards instead of forwards. The problem with now is that the end zone works as another 12th defender because you can't make the ball to go as far. But I'm with you. I think on this one, you have to throw the ball towards the end zone. At least that's what I would do. But we'll see what the coaches of George Rogers Clark think of my play calling.
42, Nathan Cole made the tackle there for the Colts. Denham back in shotgun. And he throws it up. It's caught. That's by his big tight end. And he is in the end zone.
He's in. Jalen Berry, a 6'1", 205-pound tight end. He had 4 catches for 22 yards last week. Touchdown from 11 yards out on a third and goal from the 11-yard line. Boy, I tell you what, an impressive drive there. It's going to take it all the way down to have a 7-6 with 3:35 in the second quarter. I don't think we could have asked for a better game than this.
No. So kicking the PAT is Clay Turley. He's their sophomore place kicker. It's up in between the uprights, and it's all tied up, Rick Reams.
It sure is. I tell you what, good kicker. I watched him in warm-ups. He's got a good leg and everything. And I tell you, I was so impressed with that drive, with the passes and everything else. We're tied at 7-7 with 3:35 left in the second quarter. Thanks for joining us on Glycod Sports.
Hi, I'm Glenn Downs, pharmacist and owner of the Prescription Pad in Nicholasville. We are an independent community pharmacy that provides personalized service. We offer free home delivery, medication compliance packaging, compounding, and home medical equipment. Getting your medications from us means no need to wait in line or on the phone for minutes. Visit us at 465 Keene Center Drive in the Keene Shops in Nicholasville or by phone at 859-887-2841. The prescription pad is dedicated to your family's health.
You're tuned in to Central Kentucky High School Football from Glycod.
Welcome back, folks. We got a tie game. Clint Goins and Rick Reams with you here at West Jessamine High School, where the Colts just allowed the Cardinals of George Rogers Clark to tie the game 7-7.
Now you have 3:35 left in the second quarter before halftime. I know West Jessamine wants to come down and make a statement here before they go in at halftime, get a score, and then they'll get the ball back to start the second half. So a big play right here.
Clay Turley set to kick off. And it's a little scribbler down inside the 40, down to the 38.
Tell you, I was watching in pregame. They practiced that kick a lot. I didn't know if he was accidentally kicking that way or not, but after I see that, that's exactly what he did. He kicked right at the West Jessamine player, trying to hit someone in the front line, because honestly, you don't have without an onside kick, you don't have your hands team up there. Right. So that's what they were trying to do with that play.
And they held West Jessamine to their 34-yard line, which is, you know.
Exactly. Don't give up a big return.
Right. Not bad. Oh, ball is tipped.
Boy, he had a receiver out there, but I tell you.
Good play. Didn't pick up the.
Number 33 on GRC made that tip there. He held his hands up, couldn't make the tackle, but I tell you, go in there, get your hands up and knock that ball down. It does just the same.
That's Angus Mann, senior linebacker for the Cardinals. Got in there, made a good play for his team. Nice pass.
Oh, yeah.
And a nice little run here. Dalton Carter with the reception.
I tell you what, there's a beautiful play call. They let the defensive line come in on the blitz and threw a little flanker screen. A nice play for a big gainer on a first down.
That'll move the sticks. 1st and 10 from the Cardinal 45. Jones in shotgun. Nice block from the other wide receiver over there. I can't tell who that was.
Yeah, that's what you want on a wide receiver screen. Stanfield gets the ball, and he's got two blockers out there. And as you said, they both did their job. They both blocked their man without holding to get a nice gain of 6 yards. We have 2nd and 4, which is a great thing to kind of open up your playbook a little bit on 2nd and 4.
That was Solomon Smith, I think, one of the receivers over there doing his job, turning into a blocker. Jones in the shotgun, keeps it himself, picks up the first down, and a little more still on his feet. Falls down to the 30.
Again, with 2 minutes, 22 seconds left in the first half, a great drive to go down there. One thing you probably won't, you'll take a score anytime, but if you can burn up a little bit of clock so George Rogers Clark can't get the ball back, and like I said earlier, West Jessamine gets the ball back to start the second half. Man, if you can get 2 drives, that's an awesome way to end the first half and start the second half.
Joey Hill made the ankle tackle there for the Cardinals. Yeah, I predict a couple of running plays at least here.
Yeah, I think you're right. But what do I know? We see my play calling, so.
Yeah. Well, yep, then there you see mine.
Ooh.
A pass in the middle.
Say he was open, but also on that, you get a tip ball like that, and George Rogers Clark gets the interception. Yeah. The good thing about that, though, is 2nd and 10, the clock stops, and so you can go ahead and run your play. So I think maybe we see why you and I are in the booth and not on the sideline.
Isaac Maynard, the intended there on that play. We've got a timeout on the field. 1:56 left to go in the first half. We'll be back with more.
Hi, I'm Glenn Downs, pharmacist and owner of the Prescription Pad in Nicholasville. We are an independent community pharmacy that provides personalized service. We offer free home delivery, medication compliance packaging, compounding, and home medical equipment. Getting your medications from us means no need to wait in line or on the phone for minutes. Visit us at 465 Keene Center Drive in the Keene Shops in Nicholasville or by phone at 859-887-2841. The prescription pad is dedicated to your family's health.
You're tuned in to Central Kentucky High School Football from Glycod.
Welcome back, folks. We are under 2 minutes left to go in the half. 156. George Rogers Clark and West Jessamine High School. The Colts have the ball. It is 2nd and 10 from the Cardinal 30. Jones in the shotgun. He's going to hand it off this time.
Handoff is
That's
Bryce
Chestnut with the carry. He gets about 3. 2 or 3.
3rd and 8.
So you're going to go 3rd and 8 here. I think now, as opposed to running the ball, you're going to have to go to the air here and see if George Rogers Clark can stop you.
Uh-oh. Jones flush out of pocket. Nice catch. Is that Smith, number 5, on the catch?
Jones to Stanfield.
Stanfield.
No, it was Stanfield.
Well, and I think on that, the defense got so excited, they left their feet. That's one thing you can't do. He was in the backfield, and he should have just stayed on his feet. He could have had the sack, but he took the pump fake and got a good gain for a first down.
Well, that was a good catch out of shoelaces by Stanfield. First down for the Colts. Chestnut, I believe, has it again.
Chestnut on the carry, down to about the 15.
And he gets about 5.
They, again, are just kind of getting that clock down, but now you're almost a minute. You have 1 timeout left, but now you have to kind of be a little more persistent with the ball.
He fakes to Chestnut, keeps it himself, gets 5, 10, down inside the 5-yard line.
Jones with the keeper inside the 5.
Again, using his head on that play. As you said, he held the ball. He could have handed it off, but he saw the defense, read it, took the ball up the middle, right up to the 4-yard line. Just a very impressive quarterback. And he's only a junior. That's what I'm even more impressed with.
Yeah, they've got him here another year. High snap, keeps it himself, and he's stopped at like the 1.
Jones keeper looks like maybe down to about the 1.
Yeah, you have to use your last timeout on that one.
West Jessamine.
Yeah, you can.
29
seconds. You probably got time enough for 2 running plays if you had to.
If you want to do that, you can go ahead and do that.
Entertainment coming.
Looks like they're going to add a little bit of time to the clock, maybe 32 seconds. But as you said, you can do a couple running plays, or if you want, you can do a running play, and then you can throw it into the end zone. So right now, the offense is around their offensive coordinator waiting to see what the call is. You know, a good play by George Rogers Clark. That looked like it was going to go in for a touchdown. There was an opening there. He went after it. Jacob Jones took the ball in, but a nice tackle. Stopped him on about, I don't know if that may be the half-inch yard line. But still, let's see if maybe this time, as we said the last time on that 4th and inches, snap the ball and get up the middle. Let your big guys do their job. That's what they're there for on the line.
Ball at the 1-yard line.
All right, here we go. This would be a great time for the Colts to score because GRC wouldn't have much time to do anything. He calls his own number again. He gets in.
Jones into the end zone.
You take the lead, and I don't think that GRC is going to really try anything on the offense. So, again, West Jessamine did exactly their coach deferred at the first half, kicked off. Now you get a score with 28 seconds left. You kick off, go to halftime, and come back and get the ball again. I tell you, it couldn't have worked out any better for him.
No, that's what you want to do. The snap is down, the kick is up, and it is good. 14-7, 28 seconds. We'll be back with the rest of the first half right after this.
Hi, I'm Glenn Downs, pharmacist and owner of the Prescription Pad in Nicholasville. We are an independent community pharmacy that provides personalized service. We offer free home delivery, medication compliance packaging, compounding, and home medical equipment. Getting your medications from us means no need to wait in line or on the phone for minutes. Visit us at 465 Keene Center Drive in the Keene Shops in Nicholasville or by phone at 859-887-2841. The Prescription Pad is dedicated to your family's health.
You're tuned in to Central Kentucky High School Football from Glycod.
We're here at West Jessamine County High School in Nicholasville, Kentucky on a beautiful night. The sky is just beautiful. The weather is perfect. A great game, 14-7. West Jessamine just scored with 28 seconds left in the second quarter. They'll be kicking it off to George Rogers Clark. I don't expect George Rogers Clark to try much here.
No, I'd be smart, take a knee.
Yes.
Solomon Smith, Jr., kicking off. And it's a scribbler, little worm burner, mishandled. GRC picks it up, but they'll get out to about the 41. That was Carter Lowe on the carry, and Ian Fain with the tackle.
So you have 20 seconds with the ball on the 41-yard line.
Ball mark at the
I wouldn't try anything, but the only thing I could see is just get the ball and throw it down the field as far as you can and see what happens. But if it were me, I'm with you. I would take a knee, get into halftime, only down 14-7.
I wouldn't even throw it because then you risk the chance to get it intercepted and run back for a touchdown.
Exactly. Or a sack and a fumble. You know, there's a lot. I think there's a lot more bad things that can happen than the one thing than a score. And I think the odds of that happen are not near as much as bad things happening.
If I were to run a play, the only play I would run would be a jet sweep.
Yes. Give the ball to Washington and let him do his thing.
Yes. They're going to do something, looks like. They are going to throw it up. They hit their big tight end.
Yeah, he's a nice ball player.
Jalen Berry. That'll stop the clock while they reset the chains. Who knows? They could. 14 seconds. They could get it in there.
I think that they're going to clock it here, stop the clock. 9 seconds to go. I tell you what, Barry, he's a sophomore, 6'1", 205 pounds. I don't think they had those kids when I was growing up. He's a specimen, and he's like I say, he's got 2 more years to go. I know the coaches have to love him. And again, you know, they threw the ball across the middle, which they would tell you, don't do that.
Right.
But that's exactly what they did because it didn't stop the clock. But you could tell they were well coached. They've been in shotgun all the game. Quarterback went underneath center, got the ball. Denham just clocked it to stop the clock. 9 seconds left. Let's see what they do here. They're not afraid to throw it. We know that.
Obviously, they're coached with a national title at Marshall and a state title at Paintsville. He knows what he's doing. And they do it again. Can Barry get out of bounds?
Oh, there they go.
He does, and you still got time for one more play with 2 seconds left to go here in the half.
Now I think we both can say they got to throw it to the end zone here. But I have been wrong on every call I have made so far. They're going to kick a field goal here. You know, I don't think this is a bad play. They got it all the way down the field, so you're going to go with a 42-yard field goal. Let's see what kind of leg. He kicked a 31-yarder in their first game.
Well, so this is Clay Turley,
yards.
and you know, I think it's in his capability. I really do. So yes, this is going to be a 47-yarder, isn't it?
42.
42-yarder. Oh, and he's going to be a little bit short. But what a –
you know what? I can't – if I'm George Rogers Clark, that breeds success in the second half.
Yes.
They didn't do what I would have done, take a knee. They showed they moved the ball down the field. I think that ball may have even been tipped a little bit. But you know what? I'm impressed that they gave their players a chance.
Oh, yeah. You know, they gave a great effort. You can't deny that. And even though they are, as far as the score goes, they're in the same position they would be if they took a knee. Their morale, I think, is a lot higher than it would be if they'd just taken a knee.
Exactly. So we're at halftime here at West Jessamine High School. The Colts are up 14-7. We'll be back after the beginning of the third quarter. You're watching Glycod Sports. Thanks for being with us.
New teen drivers are at greater risk for car crashes, particularly at night and during the first few months without adult supervision. Checkpoints is a free 1-hour educational program held monthly at the Jessamine Career and Technology Center in Nicholasville. It will help you help your teen be safer when they become a new independent driver. For more details, including program incentives and how to register, visit the Jessamine County Health Department's website at jessaminehealth.org.
Founded in 1910 in the Ohio Valley region, German American Bank has been raising the standards in banking, insurance, investments, and wealth management for over a century. We're big enough to provide the conveniences of modern banking, yet small enough to care about the people and communities we serve. Because we believe that when a community thrives, its people prosper. Strengthening our community since 1910. German American Bank.
Looking for new ways to connect with your customer? Did you know that local grassroots marketing is the most effective? For a successful economic approach, email info@glycod.com or call 502-551-5027.
Donating plasma is an easy way to earn up to $600 a month as a new donor while saving lives. That's right. Every donation you make helps patients in need survive and thrive. Returning donors also see monthly bonus payouts and I Give Rewards points. Go to cslplasma.com to learn more about plasma donation. CSL Plasma. Good for you, great for life.
Family owned and operated since 1946, Thomas Car Wash has specialized in making Louisville cars look fresh and clean. Co-owned by 2006 Mill graduate Alex Thomas, Thomas Car Wash has 4 convenient locations, including their newly renovated one at 5321 Preston Highway, just a mile down from Mail. Additional locations include 6511 Preston Highway, 4139 Bardstown Road, and one at the intersection of Hurstbourne Parkway and Taylorsville Road. From full service to express washes to detailing and towel drying, wash local with Thomas Car Wash.
You're tuned in to Central Kentucky High School Football from Glycod.
Hi, I'm Glenn Downs, pharmacist and owner of the Prescription Pad in Nicholasville. We are an independent community pharmacy that provides personalized service. We offer free home delivery, medication compliance packaging, compounding, and home medical equipment. Getting your medications from us means no need to wait in line or on the phone for minutes. Visit us at 465 Keene Center Drive in the Keene Shops in Nicholasville or by phone at 859-887-2841. The Prescription Pad is dedicated to your family's health.
You're tuned in to Central Kentucky High School Football from Glycod.
New teen drivers are at greater risk for car crashes, particularly at night and during the first few months without adult supervision. Checkpoints is a free 1-hour educational program held monthly at the Jessamine Career and Technology Center in Nicholasville. It will help you help your teen be safer when they become a new independent driver. For more details, including program incentives and how to register, visit the Jessamine County Health Department's website at jessaminehealth.org.
Founded in 1910 in the Ohio Valley region, German American Bank has been raising the standards in banking, insurance, investments, and wealth management for over a century. We're big enough to provide the conveniences of modern banking, yet small enough to care about the people and communities we serve. Because we believe that when a community thrives, its people prosper. Strengthening our community since 1910. German American Bank.
Looking for new ways to connect with your customer? Did you know that local grassroots marketing is the most effective? For a successful economic approach, email info@glycod.com or call 502-551-5027.
Donating plasma is an easy way to earn up to $600 a month as a new donor while saving lives. That's right. Every donation you make helps patients in need survive and thrive. Returning donors also see monthly bonus payouts and I Give Rewards points. Go to cslplasma.com to learn more about plasma donation. CSL Plasma. Good for you, great for life.
Family owned and operated since 1946, Thomas Car Wash has specialized in making Louisville cars look fresh and clean. Co-owned by 2006 Mill graduate Alex Thomas, Thomas Car Wash has 4 convenient locations, including their newly renovated one at 5321 Preston Highway, just a mile down from Mail. Additional locations include 6511 Preston Highway, 4139 Bardstown Road, and one at the intersection of Hurstbourne Parkway and Taylorsville Road. From full service to express washes to detailing and towel drying, wash local with Thomas Car Wash.
You're tuned in to Central Kentucky High School Football from Glycod.
New teen drivers are at greater risk for car crashes, particularly at night and during the first few months without adult supervision. Checkpoints is a free 1-hour educational program held monthly at the Jessamine Career and Technology Center in Nicholasville. It will help you help your teen be safer when they become a new independent driver. For more details, including program incentives and how to register, visit the Jessamine County Health Department's website at jessaminehealth.org.
Founded in 1910 in the Ohio Valley region, German American Bank has been raising the standards in banking, insurance, investments, and wealth management for over a century. We're big enough to provide the conveniences of modern banking, yet small enough to care about the people and communities we serve. Because we believe that when a community thrives, its people prosper. Strengthening our community since 1910. German American Bank.
Looking for new ways to connect with your customer? Did you know that local grassroots marketing is the most effective? For a successful economic approach, email info@glycod.com or call 502-551-5027.
Donating plasma is an easy way to earn up to $600 a month as a new donor while saving lives. That's right. Every donation you make helps patients in need survive and thrive. Returning donors also see monthly bonus payouts and I Give Rewards points. Go to cslplasma.com to learn more about plasma donation. CSL Plasma. Good for you, great for life.
Family owned and operated since 1946, Thomas Car Wash has specialized in making Louisville cars look fresh and clean. Co-owned by 2006 Mill graduate Alex Thomas, Thomas Car Wash has 4 convenient locations, including their newly renovated one at 5321 Preston Highway, just a mile down from Mail. Additional locations include 6511 Preston Highway, 4139 Bardstown Road, and one at the intersection of Hurstbourne Parkway and Taylorsville Road. From full service to express washes to detailing and towel drying, wash local with Thomas Car Wash.
You're tuned in to Central Kentucky High School Football from Glycod.
Welcome back to the second half. West Jessamine High School in Nicholasville, Kentucky. The score 14-7. West Jessamine Colts leading George Roger Clark Cardinals from Winchester. It's been a great game. West Jessamine scored on the their last series of the first half. George Rogers Clark marched it down the field, tried a 42-yard field goal that was deflected as time ended. Both teams should come out on a high note here. George Rogers Clark will be kicking off. West Jessamine deferred to start the game, which worked out perfectly to get that last series to score and then to open back up and get the ball back in the second half. West Jessamine, I think they have their hands team up on the front line now because George Rogers Clark has tried to squib it right at their front line to hit it to get almost an onside kick effect. So we're going to kick off the second half. 12 minutes in the third quarter here at West Jessamine High School. Clay Turley with the kick. Again, squibs it down the middle. Gets about the 20-yard line. Runs it back up the field. Nice return there. About to the 38-yard line.
Hunter Chastain
for West Jessamine. Hunter Chastain, he's done a little bit of everything. Offense, defense, kick returner. He's done it all. Nice return there. Up to about the 37, 38-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Colts on their first series of the second half. They're all meeting around their coach there. Coach Marsh has to be pleased with the first half. Sends his offense back out. They've had some luck throwing the ball. I think they may go back to that again. Some good plays by quarterback Jacob Jones. Very impressive first half. Let's see if he can continue that in the second half. Back in the shotgun. Jacob Jones, as he's been the entire game, gets the snap, hands it up the middle. A nice hole, nice run. Gain of about 5 or 6 here. Again, Chestnut on the carry there. Great job by Bryce Chestnut. 5'8", 180-pound sophomore. Had 3 carries in the first game. He's done more tonight. That's a gain of about 4 or 5 yards there. So we're going to have 2nd and 6 for West Jessamine. Shotgun again. Snap goes back to Jacob Jones. Hands off again. A nice cut there. Very nice cut again by Chestnut. Get the first down. Gain of about 12, 13 yards there. Very nice cut. He stopped on the dime, was able to move his body to the left and get a first down all the way down to George Rogers Clark, about the 48-yard line.
Well, they're continuing to move the ball.
They are, and I thought they would pass, but boy, they've done the run here. Going to go again to Chestnut.
Yes, and he's going to get about 4.
For Bryce Chestnut.
What do you call a group of Cardinals? A flock? Is that what
we'll go with that. That was definitely not a flock of seagulls, which is totally. You and I are showing our age here. Right. Some of our young listeners and viewers are saying, "I don't know what that means." Look it up on YouTube, folks. You're on YouTube after the game. Look up flock of seagulls. It'll make perfect sense then. So you got a 2nd and 6 for West Jessamine. Forgive me for going off a little off course there.
Well, we got a great game going here. We're glad you were with us. GRC hanging tough here with the Colts, but the Colts are moving the ball real well. Nice pitch and catch there. That's Dalton Carter on the reception down to the 30-yard line.
Again, you set that up. Chestnut, make the pass. George Rogers Clark was teeing off on that offensive run, and you make a nice pass down the middle.
1st and 10 for the Colts. Another pass. This one a little bit too low.
He had him open. I think he just rushed it a little bit. That's one of those, I think you see him open, and you want to get that ball there as quickly as you can, and you just throw it a little bit low.
10:05 left to go on the third.
Little inflection on the quarterback there. You're going to have the defensive encroachment there. He touched the center. It's exactly what you want. You keep your linemen down and ready, make that fake call, and the defense jumped on it.
Yeah. Sometimes, though, I've seen them call the quarterback on if he bobs his head a little bit too strongly.
You're exactly right. Wish they call that more, actually. Had the call. He's going to change that call out.
Yeah. A little audible here, maybe.
It's like Coach Marsh saw something that he wanted them to try to take advantage of.
Chestnut gets it again, and I don't think he's going to quite get there. He needed the 20-yard line, but he's going to get down to about the 21.
West Jessamine's going a little more hurry up here. Looks like they're trying to catch George Rogers Clark off their game. And again, you know, George Rogers Clark coach talked about conditioning is going to be a key.
He's going to get the first down, I believe.
Yeah, and on that play, that's all you wanted.
Should be enough for that's first down.
Had a 4th and 1. That's why they hurried up to the line. Got George Rogers Clark maybe not quite as ready on that, and went ahead and just ran it. Got 1.5, which you just need 1. Can't argue with success.
I've been impressed by the tight end play of both of these teams.
Yes, exactly.
Especially
something you don't see a lot in high school.
No, not this day and age.
So very impressive.
Chestnut goes out, wide out, but Jones keeps it himself.
Jones with the keeper.
Picks up about 8.
You know, there's a little wrinkle I didn't see in the first half. West Jessamine going to the line and then looking to the sideline. So Coach Marsh saw something at halftime that he wants to take advantage of. He's making the calls out there, and it looks like every time the quarterback is looking over after they get the first call, maybe something up in the booth up high here, they're seeing something, making the call down and changing the play.
But you know what, Rick? I went up, and there are no West Jessamine coaches up on the roof.
Well, there you go.
It's just GRC coaches
Maybe Coach Marsh is able to see something I can't see from here that he's seeing on the field.
So 2nd and 3 here. They give him 7. Fakes to Chestnut. Throws for the end zone. No good. Good coverage there by GRC. He really had to thread the needle on that one.
He sure did. And I tell you what, that was a nice play. It was a well-thrown ball, but it was going to have to be perfect. And it may have forced it in a little bit, but no damage there, so you're going to have a 3rd and 3. That play, now you can go back and just try to get the first down instead of throwing the ball into the end zone.
I'll look for either a handoff to Chestnut or a Jones keeper.
Here comes the call in from the sideline.
Yeah, he had to go to the line, tell him what's going on here. It's the Jones keeper, and does he get it?
I think he's short.
I think he is too, by about maybe half a foot.
You know, that time he got in front of Chestnut. He really needs to let him go in front of him and be him a big blocker there. He got out in front, but I think that's where you get happy feet. You want to get going too fast.
4th and 2 at the 12.
They're going to go for it again, and actually it's 4th and a full yard here. He's going to keep it. No, direct snap to Chestnut, and he does not make it. I don't think he got it.
Boy, I tell you what, that is a huge flex by George Rogers Clark.
I apologize. It was Jones on the carry.
Yeah. You know, they had a full house backfield that we've not seen the whole game, so it was hard to tell who got the ball snapped to. But I tell you what, George Rogers Clark, again, got penetration on a huge 4th down. And, again, your defense stiffens up, stops the ball, gives it back to your offense. Now it's time for your offense to make a sustained drive to try to get this game evened up.
That's got to mean a lot to the GRC sideline.
Especially the way West Jessamine just ran down the field, made it look easy. But as I said, as you get closer to the end zone, you can use the end zone to your advantage. There's less field to defend.
So Brady Denham in the shotgun. One receiver way far out to the right. Oh, wow, what a hit at the line of scrimmage.
Boy, we could hear that one up here. I tell you what, Collins on the hit. That was a huge hit. Just a great play. Stopped Washington. 2-yard loss there, but, man, that was a big boy hit there.
Yes, 33, Jake Collins, 180-pound senior.
Boy, I tell you what, he looked like about a 300-pounder. I'm sure Washington felt that too. He said, "You can't just be 180. You just knocked me sideways 2 yards back."
And the thing is, I'm surprised he got was able to get up that much speed to make that hit.
To make a
he's
hit
only
like
about
that.
2 or 3 steps off the ball. Oh, tipped and intercepted.
Yeah.
Wes Jessamine with the interception.
Tell you, a huge momentum shift for West Jessamine, of course. But you know George Rogers Clark's defense, they had just gotten off the field. We're trying to get a rest, but, you know, it's just one of those plays. The ball's tipped, and that's why you have the tip drill. You get your linemen, look up, wait for the ball, and go ahead. You take it down to the 4-yard line. So you got a 1st and goal with 7:27 left in the 3rd period.
Wow, what a big play. What a big play. George Rogers Clark just made a great stop inside the red zone, and then they turned the ball over inside the 5. Almost a touchdown pass, but
yeah,
hit the
ball
ground.
again, just a little bit low, just
Yeah.
throwing a little bit low. The receiver had gotten the cut inside. He was open there.
Yeah.
Just couldn't connect with the quarterback on that one.
He was there. The past 2 or 3 passes have been low. I don't know if he's feeling pressure back there, or I think he's getting decent coverage, really. See what he does here. He keeps it himself and gets into the end zone. At the 7:20 mark in the 3rd quarter, West Jessamine now leads 20-7.
As we talked about, just a huge momentum shift. Has to be deflating for George Rogers Clark. They made that stop on 4th down, feeling good about themselves. Then they had to come back in off the field, and on the 2nd play after that, gets a touchdown.
Heartbreaker for the Cardinals. Kick is up, and it's good.
And good. 7:20 to go in the 3rd quarter.
21-7. 7:20 to go here in the 3rd. We'll step aside for this brief message and come back with more high school football on Glycod.
Hi, I'm Glenn Downs, pharmacist and owner of the Prescription Pad in Nicholasville. We are an independent community pharmacy that provides personalized service. We offer free home delivery, medication compliance packaging, compounding, and home medical equipment. Getting your medications from us means no need to wait in line or on the phone for minutes. Visit us at 465 Keene Center Drive in the Keene Shops in Nicholasville or by phone at 859-887-2841. The Prescription Pad is dedicated to your family's health.
You're tuned in to Central Kentucky High School Football from Glycod.
Welcome back, folks. Go ahead, Rick.
Oh, no, I was just going to say, Coach Marsh talked to me before the game about how they lost their legs in the second half of the last game. And so right now I think that to him was a statement there. We're not going to give up in the second half. We're not going to be fatigued. We're going to work on our conditioning all week, and right now it's paying dividends.
Yeah, keeping the pedal to the metal, as they say. Solomon Smith boots the ball, and it goes out of bounds. That'll be a flag on the play, and they'll
Kick goes out of bounds.
Take over on the 35.
Yeah, that was a good play there by George Rogers Clark to let that ball go out of bounds. Boy, tell you what, because that's usually better than any run back you can get. Plus, you don't take any, no chance of getting hurt there.
That's
let
right.
the ball go out of bounds.
That's right. Clint Goins and Rick Reams here with you. Here at West Jessamine High School. It's dark now, but boy, we had a beautiful sunset just a while ago, folks. And we're glad you joined us here on the live stream on Glycod. But, you really need, if you can and if you're vaccinated, you need to get out there and actually attend these things. There's just nothing to me speaks Americana like high school football.
No, Friday night football in America, it just doesn't get back. It doesn't matter if you know any of the players or not.
No.
Just go out to your local school, watch them play. It's just, I tell you what, it's a great night. I love to see all the kids out here, the cheerleaders, everything. We're not back to normal, but this is a little more normal than we've been.
Yes. It just brings the community together.
Absolutely.
Overthrows his intended receiver. That's who we think is Washington.
Pass ball's incomplete. Chastain on the coverage for West. 2nd and 10.
So, it's a hard thing for George Rogers Clark. They had that success towards the end of the first half throwing the ball, but we've seen now where we've had the interception. That ball was thrown a little bit high. I think you might have to try something a little bit more. Maybe try to run that ball again, maybe move it out to the outside a little bit, or as you said, go back to your tight end.
Yeah.
That was working. They could not stop him. So I would definitely go back to Jalen Berry.
Yes. I think he's caught every ball thrown to him, and he's a hoss. Big guy to bring
Washington,
down.
yes.
Uh-oh, he could break this one. Tripped up a little bit and then forced out of bounds at about the 26, I'm going to say.
Tell you what, again, he ran through a shoestring tackle, and boy, 30, 35 yards later, got him out of bounds. But again, you see George Rogers Clark. I'm impressed, the resilience. You could have very easily hung your head, said we gave up that touchdown 21-7, this game is over. But they're not going to do that. Coach Chirico is not going to let them do that.
You know, it's been when guessing what he's going to call, I think we've been wrong about 85% of the time.
Yep.
I'm thinking, I didn't say it that time. I thought, well, he's got to run this because, no, what's he do? He throws it. Ooh. Some of the Colts fans wanted an offside call. And now we got either delay a game, I suppose. Nope, illegal procedure.
Yeah, Washington almost moved first. You can tell he and the quarterback are talking. They have the plays on their armbands, but I think they each had a different play on the armband, so that's what caused the offside penalty. And now, once again, we see Brady Denham running all the way over to the sideline. You think after that one, I'd say, Coach, let's just run the same play. I promise we'll have the same number this time. But he's going to run all the way across and bring out the play once again. So you got 1st and 15 on the 32-yard line with 7 minutes, 8 seconds left. West Jessamine is up 21-7 on a beautiful night here in Nicholasville, Kentucky.
I tell you what, that's one way to make sure your quarterback is conditioned.
You don't have to worry about his legs, I guess, because he has run the whole field.
That's right. He's run more than anybody else out here. Washington gets the ball, but maybe a yard.
Tried that same play that they got the big run on, but this time Hatfield broke through there. This time did not miss a shoestring tackle. Made a big tackle on Washington, who is tough to get down. So you're going to have a 2nd and 15 from the 32-yard line. So, again, like I say, I've been wrong all night, but I'd go back to the tight end on this if this was me.
We'll see what he does. He's got the tight end on the right side. But they didn't have 81. Was not in there, but a nice catch by, I think,
very nice.
Joey Hill.
For the Cardinals?
No, I'm sorry, number 7, Clements.
I'll tell you what, a nice play. First time I can remember the quarterback stepping up through the pocket and going ahead and making that pass to get 9 yards there. So you got a 3rd and 6. You go from a 3rd and 15 or 2nd and 15 to a 3rd and very manageable here. A very nice play by the quarterback not to take the sack and then have the wherewithal to go ahead and make that throw down the field.
Yeah, he's got a tight end in there, but it's more of a blocking tight end.
Yes.
It's not Barry. And off to Washington, and he's going to get the first down. He got a nice block there on the edge, and he's going to get into the end zone.
Wow. That's how you turn back around and come back and play again. Washington just took that ball and went outside and just was unstoppable. He showed a little more speed on that than I'd seen before. He's been that bruiser runner, but that time, boy, once he got that corner, he was gone.
Well, that was a pretty good block by that blocking tight end.
Yes, absolutely. And that's what that's maybe why he was in there to get that block.
That's right. 21-13. Kick is up and good. That's
kick is up and good.
Clay Turley again, and he's been accurate all night long with the exception of the 42-yard field goal attempt, which may have been tipped. So
we're at 21-14, 5 minutes, 37 seconds left.
Yeah, this game is, it's been about a 1 to 2 touchdown game either way, and just as soon as you think West Jessamine is going to blow it open, then GRC comes down and goes the length of the football field and scores.
And, that goes to character for GRC, because honestly, I think I may have said, you know what, we gave up too much there, but they came back, brought the ball all the way down the field, get in the end zone, get your defense another chance, kick that ball. This time, if I'm George Rogers Clark, I go ahead and let him kick it. Kick it all the way down the field and see what happens. You don't want to give West Jessamine the ball at the 40, 45-yard line.
Right.
They have shown you that they can move the ball down the field.
Yeah.
My thinking would be, let's see if we can get them from the 20 and see what they can do from there.
And I think Turley can kick it back in there.
Oh, yeah, and I watched him in the pregame. He can really kick the ball well. I'm just not sure what they're doing with the squib, but maybe we'll see something different this time.
Well, he gives it a boot, but again, it's going to go out of bounds, and they'll get it at the 35. So,
I guess you look, it's not the 40 or 45, but I know as a coach that has to be frustrating to tell your kicker, go ahead and kick it all the way out, and then you kick it out of bounds. But these kids, again, they're learning. But I tell you what, I'm just impressed with both kickers, just extra points. I mean, when I was playing, they were straight-on kickers, and extra point was an adventure. These guys are kicking it 15, 20 yards past the goalpost right down the center. So I'm going to give them that. But West Jessamine's going to come back out. 1st and 10 from the 35 with 5:37 left in the third quarter, a 21-14 Colts lead.
I know a lot of schools that they'll have a kicker, and if they score a touchdown and he doesn't get the PAT, every touchdown the rest of the night will be a two-point conversion.
Yep.
It's like, you had your chance, you didn't make it, sorry.
That's right. Chestnut that time stopped behind the line of scrimmage. George Rogers Clark coming out with a little bit of fire. I tell you what, I think that score gave that defense a little bit of momentum here. West Jessamine, I know Coach Marsh has got to be frustrated, because I think he was probably like me, thinking, okay, our legs are doing well. Let's keep on moving this ball. And they just have been stopped on that play for sure.
Coming up on a 5-minute mark here in the third quarter. Clint Goins and Rick Reams here with you, as well as Tinny Ostratini. He's pushing the buttons for us. I really can't pronounce his last name.
Chestnut, a nice play there out of the backfield, a nice little quick pass. Got it to a reasonable third down and about third and
2.5.
Yeah, 3. I would say 3 yards here. The press announcer said a long 2. I think we'll go with 3 here. But again, big play for George Rogers Clark. See what they can do.
Yeah, because if they stop them here, I'm pretty sure the Colts will punt. They changed the play again here.
Looks like George Rogers Clark is coming.
And they fake it, and Jones gets the first down and then some inside the 40.
For the keeper.
I'll tell you what, he has been almost unstoppable. Sure if we have a penalty or
I don't
got
see a flag.
Stoppage.
Holding. Oh, that's going to bring it back.
Tell you what, they've had some big holding calls tonight. That one just brings a big play back.
That's
you
a
go
killer.
From all the way down on about the 40-yard line. Now you're going to have a third and about 13. Boy, I tell you, that's just a killer there. Really hurt you. So at least they didn't go from the line of scrimmage. It was a spot foul. So it's going to be 3rd and 9 from the 36-yard line.
Yeah, it could have been much worse. But still, some assistant coaches just smacking his fist against his head.
That's going to be a point of contention at the film session.
Yes, that will be pointed out, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, Coach Marsh is so upset. He called a timeout. He is just not happy with his team at all. We got a 21-14, 3 minutes, 30 seconds. Come back and join us on Glycod Sports in Nicholasville, Kentucky.
Hi, I'm Glenn Downs, pharmacist and owner of the Prescription Pad in Nicholasville. We are an independent community pharmacy that provides personalized service. We offer free home delivery, medication compliance packaging, compounding, and home medical equipment. Getting your medications from us means no need to wait in line or on the phone for minutes. Visit us at 465 Keene Center Drive in the Keene Shops in Nicholasville or by phone at 859-887-2841. The prescription pad is dedicated to your family's health.
You're tuned in to Central Kentucky High School Football from Glycod.
Welcome back, everyone, to West Jessamine High School. There's a look at the Colts offense. They're going to be facing a 3rd and 9 when they break out of the huddle. Clint Goins, Rick Reams with you. Tenney at the controls and Hugo up top running the camera.
Boy, Coach Marsh was very upset there. He called a timeout. I think he was upset with the holding call on his players, but he's also upset that they did not get the playoff that he wanted. So he called a timeout to get it going.
Sometimes you got to be a little animated to make sure your point gets across. Uh-oh, nice. Oh, what a catch. What?
Oh.
Hey. Oh, they say he didn't.
Boy, he
didn't
almost
control
had
it.
that.
Wow.
Ernest Stanfield almost had a beautiful catch, a beautiful throw, but he just could not take it all the way to the ground. He hit the ground, he came down. But, boy, what an effort. But I'm going to give George Rogers Clark, what an awesome play by them. Ty Miller on the coverage there. Now we're going to have a punt by West Jessamine, and you never know. Sometimes this can get exciting.
Yeah, I think they've only had one punt so far, and it was nearly blocked. It went very high. That's over his head. He's going to run it. No, he's going to pooch kick it, and again, it's going to go high and not very far, but it gets a very profitable bounce for the Colts.
Tell you what, that's the second high snap on a punt. Mm-hmm. Something to think about if you're George Rogers Clark. He did a good job of fielding that, running about 2 or 3 yards sideways and kicking it. Like you said, again, it went straight up, but this time I thought it was going to come out of bounds. But it bounced, at least gave West Jessamine a little bit of breathing room as George Rogers Clark takes over on their own 47-yard line, 1st and 10 with 3 minutes, 13 seconds left, trailing 21-14. They can come down and tie this game up.
They probably win another 10 yards on the bounce, and my guess is special teams will be something that will be discussed during practice next week for West Jessamine. Denham in shotgun. He's got that tight end, 81, Jalen Berry, but he's in the slot position.
Right.
We have 4 wideouts. Washington gets the ball, but he got back to the line of scrimmage and just a little bit further.
Boy, I tell you what, he's a hard runner. He just does not go down on that first hit. You're going to have to make it count. You know, you're talking about special teams being a big deal. You know, on that holding call, you can't see who that is. But, boy, a long snapper on a high snap, you know exactly who that is. So I know that kid's got to be frustrated. But you don't even have to go to film session there. You just say, son, you made 2 high snaps. We got to work on that. Yeah. Something they'll work on. Again, we're early in the season. Everyone's excited to get a little bit of adrenaline flowing. So, but we're going to have a 2nd down and 9 yards to go for George Rogers Clark.
And, you know, long snapping is not a real easy thing.
No.
You know, and a lot of those guys take a beating after they snap the ball. Washington breaks out, gets the 1st down, still on his feet. He's down close to the 10-yard line.
Wow, I tell you what, for him not to even be on our roster, he is quite the ball player. I would love to talk to their coaches afterwards and just ask why is he not on the roster. But he has been – he's an old bulldog running back that I just love to watch. He will not go down on the first hit. They're giving him a little bit of a break there. I think it's funny, Clint, that Denham goes all the way over, gets the play, comes back, and then looks to the sideline again, and they may change it. I just say, Coach, just make your mind up. Don't make me run back and forth and change the play.
You're killing me.
But now you got Washington out, so little different look here, a little different look for George Rogers Clark with him out. You got Carter Lowe in at running back.
Denham hands off to Lowe, tries to go out to the outside. Gets to the 10.
Not much there. Not much there.
Pickup of 1 maybe.
Here comes Washington. He was out for one play. I think they let him catch his breath a little bit, and I think that's a wise move.
Yeah.
I put him back in. You know, in the last series, he took that ball up the middle and just ran out to the side and got a great block out there, like you said, by the tight end. I would look for that again if I was George Rogers Clark, go back and see if West Jessamine can stop it.
That's a good call. I would do that. The thing is will our coach do that?
I've been wrong all night, so I'm going to guess no.
We don't know, yes. He goes up the middle this time. He gets 3 or 4.
So you're going to have a 3rd and goal from probably about the 6-yard line. Again, kind of a tough area to make a call here. Again, I've been calling for it this whole half. Let's see if the tight end can get involved here. Jalen Berry.
They could get a first down.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, we're almost, just at the 1-yard line.
Yeah, just inside the 1. They could get a first down, but I'm sure they just as soon score now. And then the thing is, if they don't get it, will they kick it?
That's what I was going to say. You have a tough decision after that. You're this close. I know you want to put points on the board, but, you know, in this game, it may be worth trying to give the ball to Washington, let him get in there.
Washington, here's the.
Oh, nice tackle.
Yes, I don't know who that was in there.
Chastain again. We've called his name all night. And I tell you what, on that one, he would not let go because it looked like Washington was going to squirt free and get into the end zone. Looks like they made their decision. Looks like they're going to go ahead and go for it, which I don't blame them. I think I would do the same thing. I wouldn't be surprised if maybe they call a timeout here just to think about it a little bit.
Look at the defense. See what the defense puts out there.
Oh, yeah, they're going to let the quarter run out, which works out like a timeout anyhow. But you're going to bring the ball all the way to the other end of the field, so you have a couple minutes to make a decision here.
All right, quarter 4 coming up, 21-14. West Jessamine in the lead here on Glycod.
Hi, I'm Glenn Downs, pharmacist and owner of the Prescription Pad in Nicholasville. We are an independent community pharmacy that provides personalized service. We offer free home delivery, medication compliance packaging, compounding, and home medical equipment. Getting your medications from us means no need to wait in line or on the phone for minutes. Visit us at 465 Keene Center Drive in the Keene Shops in Nicholasville or by phone at 859-887-2841. The Prescription Pad is dedicated to your family's health.
You're tuned in to Central Kentucky High School Football from Glycod.
And we're back. We have just starting the 4th quarter. We're at 4th and 4 with the ball on the 5-yard line. George Rogers Clark trailing 21-14 here in Nicholasville. They have to make a decision right now. I definitely think they're going to go for it on 4th down here. A pivotal play in this game for both teams. You know, West Jessamine can pick up a lot of momentum, or you can get a tie game here. I wouldn't be surprised if maybe you fake the ball as a run and make a little pass, but they've had trouble with that small pass across the middle.
Denham's got 2 guys in the backfield with him. Hands off to Washington, and he is stopped. Hit at the line.
Defense.
Jake Collins, I believe, in on the tackle.
Makes the stop.
Yeah, a big play there.
Takes over possession. 1st and 10.
Possession changes, but remember what happened in the 3rd quarter. This happened. George Rogers Clark stopped West Jessamine. Offense came out. 2 plays later, gave up a turnover. So if you're West Jessamine, you want to be aware of that. You want to take this ball down the field, give your defense a little time to rest. Again, as Coach Marsh said, their legs hurt them last game. This is a time where it's kind of a gut check at the start of the 4th quarter.
That's right. One thing I think we can be assured of is that neither team is going to lay down and let the other team have it.
That's for sure.
And Jones keeps it himself, and he gets across the 10.
Out over the 10.
You know, he has that option there, and I think he's decided to take this game on his shoulders for right now to make that play, and it's worked well for him unless he gets a hold call on one of his poor linemen up there.
And really, we've not seen that many penalties.
No, it's been a well-played game. For the second game of the year, really, for both teams,
yeah,
I've been really impressed with the quality of play.
He hands it to Chestnut. He squirts outside, gets a couple.
Chestnut with the carry. This will be fourth quarter.
Okay.
Pick up of 1. It'd be 3rd and 1.
Big third down play here.
They gave him a little more than I thought he got, but
yeah,
it's a fortunate spot for West Jessamine.
And on this, you know, they're not going to go to the replay, so it is what it is. It's going to be 3rd and 1, fourth quarter, 10 minutes, 45 seconds left.
Hand off, and no, he did not hand it. He faked me out and gets the first down.
You know, he did a great job. He's doing that where he's putting the ball in the stomach of his running back. Then he's making the decision whether to pull it back or give it to him. In that case, which he's done most of the game, he made the correct decision to get a much-needed first down, to give him a little more breathing room, and to get this down the field. They started on the 5-yard line. We'll see how far they can go with this.
And that really makes the defense kind of freeze because you really don't know who has the ball. He'll make you commit to one or the other, and then if you commit to the running back, then he'll take it. Nice catch there by Chestnut.
Boy, Chestnut just was wide open out in the flat there, made the catch. You know, you look at that and you say he's wide open. That's an easy throw. But I know a quarterback's eyes gets as big as the field because he sees him out there too. So to make that throw is very impressive. But, you know, we've talked the whole game. Jacob Jones, he's just a player.
Yes, he is. And his line has done a really good job protecting him and giving him some room to work.
He's not gotten dirty in the backfield all night that I can remember.
No. I don't think either team has gotten a sack, have they?
I don't think so.
We had maybe one tackle behind the line of scrimmage, but puts it up there again, and again, that ball is just a little bit too low.
Pass intended for Carter.
I'm not sure Carter was really open anyway. He was well covered there by Kareem Garant, 5'10" junior.
And I think a lot of times on that you short arm it because you're trying to get it there so fast. You just need to make your playing motion and go ahead and play it all the way through.
Stops the clock at 9:23. It'll start on the snap. 3 wide outs to the top of your screen. And that's
a high snap
play.
there just threw off that play there.
That's Ty Miller. We've called his name before. He made the tackle. That's going to be
no gain on the play. 3rd and 10.
No gain. I'm a little bit surprised it wasn't behind the line, but no gain.
We have a couple scores here we're going to get to real quick. Sayre beats Frankfort 32-24. Douglas 50, Lafayette 0. Lexington Catholic and Coven Catholic are tied at 27.
Chad Pington did a great job over there at Sayre.
Yes.
Because I expected nothing less.
Exactly. You also have Great Crossing 19, Henry Clay 10, Dunbar 12, Woodford County 41, Tates Creek 14-6. We're going to be back in just a minute on Glycod Sports here in Nicholasville, Kentucky.
Hi, I'm Glenn Downs, pharmacist and owner of the Prescription Pad in Nicholasville. We are an independent community pharmacy that provides personalized service. We offer free home delivery, medication compliance packaging, compounding, and home medical equipment. Getting your medications from us means no need to wait in line or on the phone for minutes. Visit us at 465 Keene Center Drive in the Keene Shops in Nicholasville or by phone at 859-887-2841. The Prescription Pad is dedicated to your family's health.
You're tuned in to Central Kentucky High School football from Glycod.
Third and 9, 8:36 and ticking here in the fourth. Jones back to pass, has plenty of time, puts it up. He's got an open receiver, and it's caught for a touchdown. Dalton Carter on the reception.
You know, we've seen every other aspect of Jones tonight. Now we know he can throw the deep ball. I'm going to tell you what, this is the first time me seeing this kid play. He is a football player. That when he dropped back, he waited until his receiver got open, wide open, which is not the easiest throw to make. Threw the ball 40 yards down the field in stride, touchdown.
Yes.
Boy,
Yes.
what a play, what a player, what a call.
Yeah, Carter didn't have to slow down, didn't have to speed up. He just caught it right on the natural run. And the kick is up. That's by Maynard. And that gives the Colts
to go in this contest.
up by 2 touchdowns again.
And that was it. You stopped them on a 4th down. You get the ball at the 5-yard line. You drive down 95 yards to go up 14 points. We know George Rogers Clark is not going to give up, but, boy, that has to be one nail in the coffin.
That's right. All right, we're going to step aside briefly. You're watching high school football on Glycon.
Hi, I'm Glenn Downs, pharmacist and owner of the Prescription Pad in Nicholasville. We are an independent community pharmacy that provides personalized service. We offer free home delivery, medication compliance packaging, compounding, and home medical equipment. Getting your medications from us means no need to wait in line or on the phone for minutes. Visit us at 465 Keene Center Drive in the Keene Shops in Nicholasville or by phone at 859-887-2841. The Prescription Pad is dedicated to your family's health.
You're tuned in to Central Kentucky High School Football from Glycod.
Welcome back, folks, to West Jessamine High School. The Colts just went 95 yards and scored a touchdown on a 40-yard pass play from Jacob Jones to Dalton Carter. Maynard with the PAT. Now Solomon Smith will kick it off, and it's going to be caught. That's by Washington, I think, and he's squirting through close to midfield.
He's not giving up, that's for sure.
No.
He's running as hard as he has in the first quarter to right now. He's going to put this team on his back and say it's not over with, and that's how this team all night have been like that. Every time I think, well, that's probably it for them, they come back and drive down the field and score, or at least make a good drive at it, and we know they're going to do that now. The question is, 8 minutes, 17 seconds, do they have enough time to score 2 touchdowns?
Yeah.
They're not a fast-scoring offense, so that makes it a little bit difficult. But we got Washington in the backfield, and you got Barry catching the ball, although we've not seen him in the second half. So
well, he's out there now, but not at the tight end. He's in the slot again.
Yeah.
Anything has happened. Anything can happen.
Yes.
Oh, it's intercepted. He was looking for Barry.
Yeah, going for Barry.
But
you know, on that play, it was almost like in basketball where you block someone out. He did that. He got in front of the receiver, used his backside to block him off the ball, and got the ball right there. I tell you what, that's a tough one to come back from. Sanchez with a great defensive play. First down on the 49-yard line.
Yes, he stepped right in front of the intended receiver. Got the interception. Wow, what a big play. And, you know, GRC's got – they still have all 3 of their timeouts?
Yes, they do.
So they can stop the clock, but I anticipate we're going to see a lot of Jones and Chestnut running here for the next few plays to burn some more of that clock and make it even harder. Well, and there you go.
Ball's on the ground.
Was it caught or it was caught?
Fumble.
And it's a turnover. Oh my goodness.
You have consecutive turnovers, an interception one way, a caught ball, and a fumble and a recovery for George Rogers Clark. I tell you, what, that's what we keep saying. This game's not over yet.
No.
They haven't given up, so they're going to keep it going. And as you said, you know, I think sometimes you just need to be a little more conservative. I'm usually one that says, I don't like draw plays, I don't like all that. But there's times where, especially when you have a quarterback and running back that can do what they can do, there's no need to really put the ball up in the air.
This is one time I'll be really bold, Rick, and say, they should have listened to my idea.
Exactly. I've been wrong every other time. I'm going to give you credit. You got that one right.
Well, they left the door open a little bit, slightly cracked for GRC to come back and Washington up the middle, but he's only going to pick up a couple and actually pick up one.
And that's one thing with George Roger Clark, like I say, not being a fast tempo team, they're going to have to do something to get the ball down the field. They just can't have a 7-minute sustained drive because then the game's over.
Yeah.
Going to change the call here.
Brady Denham in the shotgun. Hands off to, almost tackled in the backfield. And yes,
boy,
Washington's going to be tackled for about a 6-yard loss.
Hatfield got the tackle, but I tell you what, I'm not sure who got back there first of all, but he really blew that play up. And Hatfield, Washington looks like he may even be cramping up, which I don't blame the kid. He has been a workhorse tonight, but he's trying to stretch his legs out. And boy, tell you, if he cramps up, they're going to be in trouble because they can't afford not to have him. But now you're at 3rd and 17. You've not been able to throw the ball very efficiently, but right now is the time you're going to have to try.
Yeah, they gave the ball to Carter Lowe a lot in the first quarter, but we haven't heard his number called recently. And Denham, screen pass, Washington catches. Nice play call.
Oh, he could be gone.
First down. Can he outrun number 20, Ian Fain? Yes, he can, and wow.
Well, there I was wrong again. Not a fast twitch offense. You get 59-yard touchdown. But I tell you what, it was a nice play call. It looked like they had a flanker screen. The flanker was coming across. West Jessamine bid on that. Had Washington wide open. And like I said, once he catches the ball, once he gets the ball, he is tough to bring down. And again, that time he showed his speed.
Clay Turley to kick. It's up.
Turley's extra point attempt
and
is good.
It is good. 28-21, 6:32 left to go in the game. We've got one that apparently is going to go down to the wire. Stay with us. You're watching high school football on Glycod.
Hi, I'm Glenn Downs, pharmacist and owner of the Prescription Pad in Nicholasville. We are an independent community pharmacy that provides personalized service. We offer free home delivery, medication compliance packaging, compounding, and home medical equipment. Getting your medications from us means no need to wait in line or on the phone for minutes. Visit us at 465 Keene Center Drive in the Keene Shops in Nicholasville or by phone at 859-887-2841. The Prescription Pad is dedicated to your family's health.
You're tuned in to Central Kentucky High School Football from Glycod.
Back here at West Jessamine High School, 28-21. GRC not going to take this lying down. They score after a turnover, a fumbled pass at the round midfield, and they take it to the house. Still down by 7 points, but still certainly in this game, Rick Reams.
I tell you what, both these teams, both these coaches have to be so pleased with the effort these kids are showing.
Yeah.
They could have very well, both teams just kind of tucked it in after they lost some games. Little pooch.
And, you know, that's a little better than some kicks. They're going to get it on the 33, not the 35.
Yep.
We've seen the last couple of times on a kickoff.
Well, and, you know, West Jessamine's players are very smart on that. Sometimes you try to – that's like a wet pig trying to pick it up. You just get that ball, fall on it, and, again, you get the ball on the 34-yard line. But, you know, we thought last time maybe they'd be a little more conservative. I can't call what's going to happen here.
Burn some clock, and GRC still has 3 timeouts.
Yep. If I'm the coach, I leave this up to Jacob Jones.
I do too.
He takes this game away for me, the rest of the game for me.
We've got Maynard in as a tight end this time, and now the official calls timeout, and I think they want to discuss a few things, and I didn't see a flag anywhere.
Looks like he didn't like the mark of the ball, and going to move it to the middle of the field. I'm not sure. I guess that's where he received the ball, but
I thought it was on the 33, not the 34. But regardless.
Coach Marsh is calling the play in.
Jones looking over. You know, when our quarterback in high school called an audible, I was on the line. It totally freaked me out. And he gets the first down right off the bat. Good play call, whatever it was.
I finally got one call right. So, you know, we're 6:25 left in the game. I guess, you know, one call out of 25 is not bad for me. But, again, I would just put the ball on the game on his shoulder and let him take it home for me.
I think I'd run that option to say you can hand it off to Jones or Chestnut or keep it yourself.
Yeah, exactly. That was your two options.
That's the two options. There you go.
And stay in bounds.
Yes.
That's all we need.
Everybody else block. Hit somebody. This time he gives it to Chestnut, and he's going to get a first. Well, not quite. I spoke too soon. He's going to be about a yard shy.
But, you know, with that, you only get 9, but the clock doesn't stop on a first down. So, you know, it's one of those 6 of one, half a dozen of the other. But now you've got a very manageable 2nd and 1 with 5 minutes, 35 seconds to go. And I think George Rogers Clark, used their first timeout for that exact reason.
Yes. You're going to have to stop it sometime.
Yes.
At some point, you got to call that time.
You definitely are. So in that case, you know, it's not a bad place to call it, because what's going to happen is 2nd and 1. If they get the first down, you're going to have a stoppage of the clock then. So it's not a long stoppage, but still it stops the clock.
Yeah.
So this kind of pays. It does 2 things for you. Stops the clock now. Also gets you a little bit of rest. Gets coach out there really telling because, you know, he's a defensive player. He's a defensive coach.
Yeah.
So he's going to be out there. He's going to be telling them exactly what he wants to see. He's in the middle of that huddle. I can see he's very animated right now. He wants them to get this stop. But it's 2nd and 1. But you tell your players, you know, the game's not over if you give up a first down.
Right.
But don't make any stupid plays. Don't jump off sides. Just play the game straight. And, again, if I'm West Jessamine, Jacob Jones holds this ball.
Yeah, and he probably told his guys, says, look, they are probably not going to throw the ball. But if they do throw the ball, do not commit pass interference. Just, you know. He does get the first down. The clock will stop while they reset the chains. And I forget in high school, once they get the chain set, they start it again,
yes.
Right? Okay. In fact, they've already started it. The Whitehead is
he's trying to get the game going, yeah. I think the chain crew was a little slow, so the White Hat just said, hey, let's go.
I guess once the first down marker got to his
once
position,
he's there,
like, okay, that's good enough.
Everyone, the chain will be off of them.
They'll figure it out, you know.
First down, another Coach Marsh calls the play in.
I wonder if he's told Jones the back judge will stick his hand up, which he just now did, when there's like 5 seconds to go in the play clock.
You know, again, I just don't know why you made it. Coach Marsh, he's doing the same thing we're doing. He's on his knees holding his head saying, what are we doing? I know that was not the call. I know that, you know, Jones sometimes gets excited there, sees that running back out there. But you know what? You don't do that. 2nd and 10, and it stops the clock. That's the one thing you don't want to do.
4:55. But they did wait until the back judge raised his hand. And I think he does that when there's just 5 seconds to go on the play clock.
Because they don't have a play clock on the high school fields.
Right. Now
it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter now. The clock's already stopped. But you want to use as much of that play clock as you can when the clock is running to do it. Jones keeps it himself, tries to get outside.
It's outside.
Turns the corner.
Jacobs.
Jacob Jones all the way down. But I tell you what. That's why Coach Marsh was holding his head on that pass. Just saying, we don't have to do that. We can do this. And you know what? Jones, as we've said, he's taking this team on his back, and he said, just follow me. I'm going to take us down the field, again, with 4:46 left.
Now, he did go out of bounds, and that will stop the clock, but that's okay to stop the clock when you're this close to a score.
Oh, exactly. With that play, that's the important thing was just getting the first down and not making a mistake by throwing the ball.
Right. He's in shotgun, hands off to Chestnut, and he dives ahead, picks up about 5, I think.
Chestnut over the right side with the carry.
Well, I tell you what, Chestnut is not going to back away from contact. He goes right at it.
He was just dancing around at the play to see where the hole was going to be.
And there he goes in the end zone, Chestnut.
And the Colts are back up by 2 touchdowns now at the 4:24 mark left in the game.
I tell you what, every time George Roger Clark comes with a big play, all of a sudden West Jessamine methodically takes the ball down the field, take up time. Like you say, you'll take a touchdown. Doesn't matter how much time you leave on the clock. You're now up 34-21.
Making it harder and harder for GRC to come back. The kick is up and good, and it's 35-21. We still have 4 minutes and 24 seconds of excellent high school football remaining here on Glycod.
Hi, I'm Glenn Downs, pharmacist and owner of the Prescription Pad in Nicholasville. We are an independent community pharmacy that provides personalized service. We offer free home delivery, medication compliance packaging, compounding, and home medical equipment. Getting your medications from us means no need to wait in line or on the phone for minutes. Visit us at 465 Keene Center Drive in the Keene Shops in Nicholasville or by phone at 859-887-2841. The Prescription Pad is dedicated to your family's health.
You're tuned in to Central Kentucky High School Football from Glycod.
Welcome back, folks, to West Jessamine High School. The Colts up 35-21 over the George Rogers Clark Cardinals. Clint Goins and Rick Reams with you. Rick, a while ago, they were playing after one of the touchdowns. Kenny Rogers, you got to know when to hold them and know when to fold them. And
that's exactly what they did. Tell you what, if you're watching at home, don't leave this game. It's not over. That's for sure. George Rogers Clark is not going to quit.
There's a lot of football yet to be played. And this kick is going to go. It's going to be caught by Washington at the 20. He gets it out, and he tries to get back. Can he get to the outside? No. Brought down at the 30. And I'm trying to make out who that was. Ian Fain.
Tell you what, West Jessamine has a couple of defenders we've been calling their names all night, and he's one of them.
Yes.
He made them go laterally, and he made the tackle out there. That was a good play. George Rogers Clark's going to have it 1st and 10 on the 30. 4 minutes, 15 seconds, down 35-21. I was wrong last time, said they didn't have the big play in them. We're going to have to see that again, see if they can move the ball down the field quickly, get in the end zone, and maybe try for an onside kick this time.
Be interesting to see what the play calls are going to be. I mean, you want to think pass.
And Washington's not in right now.
To get down the field, and he does pass. Oh, and he
tried to throw that one to Barry.
Yes.
Almost picked off. Ian Fain there again. Tell you what, some players just make all the plays, and he's one of those players. He's always around the ball. He's fundamentally sound. Very impressed with his skill level on this football team.
I'll tell you what, if I had a quarter for every time we've said Ian Fain's name tonight, I could get me a really nice steak dinner somewhere.
Yes, you're exactly right.
So we'll see what Brady Denham does here. Drops back again to pass. And, he had a receiver open. That was 24, Camden Alpin, the freshman, right through his hands.
Yeah, he made a nice catch earlier in the game, but that one, I think he started running before he caught the ball. It's a nicely thrown ball right in his hands, right where he'd want it. But just sometimes it just goes through your hands. It's 3rd and 10 with 4:07 left. I would think at this point in the game you're probably in 4-down territory just because you can't afford to give the ball up and not at least take a chance.
Right. You haven't had any 3 and outs, I don't think, this whole game for either team, I don't think. Big play here. and overthrows his intended receiver. That was number 7, Sam Clements, another freshman receiver. 4th and 10. Wow. The only good thing out of this scenario is the clock stopped at 4:03, but
this puts George Rogers Clark in a very tough predicament. Their offense is just not made for 4th and 10 on their own 30-yard line.
No.
Just very tough. You just, you feel for Brady Denham. He's played a really good game, but just doesn't have the skill set quite. But you know what? George Rogers Clark has surprised me all night. So I'm not going to give up on him on a 4th and 10. If you got a trick play, this may be where it comes in.
And Washington is in there now, so we know if he can get to the outside, get a good block, but they're going to pass again. It's tipped at the line, and that is going to be a turnover on downs.
Yeah, they went to Barry twice that time, and that time the ball was tipped. It's West Jessamine's football, 1st and 10 from their own 30-yard line. With 3-4 minutes to go, you don't want to tell your team not to score, but I don't think they're going to be throwing the ball down here and all that. Once again, if it's me, which I know I'm not the coach, Jacob Jones will get this ball, and I would say just finish the game out, son.
Yeah. Hand it off. Keep it yourself. Stay in bounds. Keep it on the ground.
Yep. Just don't take a chance.
And if you're GRC, how soon do you call timeout?
I think you got to do it right away.
Chestnut with
especially you get in the back.
Tate Spade back there in the backfield makes the tackle for GRC.
And if you're George Rogers Clark, that's what you want. You get a loss of 2. This team is not going to give up. We've seen that all night, both offensively and defensively. They're going to keep on going. But right now the problem is the clock's going against them. I'm a little surprised they didn't call a timeout after that because West Jessamine is just going to take all the time they can off the clock.
You make a tackle for a loss.
It's a perfect time if you ask me to call a timeout. But we see how much I've known tonight. So
the back judge has raised his hand. And here comes the snap. Chestnut bobbles it. Squirts ahead for about 3 or 4.
Still not calling that timeout.
No.
Not sure the thinking on that one. Guess what you're thinking is maybe you stop them here and hold them to a 4th down attempt.
And then you've got 2 timeouts to use.
That's true. That's very true. You gotta say, okay, defense, I'm trusting you. I'm not going to call this timeout. I'm going to let you stop them.
So they're going to wait till the back judge raises his hand, and he does. Got a man in motion, and they pass the ball, but he drops it. Oh, my goodness.
Again, you just play right into George Rogers Clark's hand there. I just don't understand the thinking on that. I just run the ball because now you're at 4th and 8. The clock has stopped. And once again, in my ignorance, George Rogers Clark held on to their timeouts when I said they should have blown them.
Yeah.
So, but it's
this is basically an extra timeout.
Yeah, exactly. And I just don't understand that play call. But, again, that's why I'm up here in the booth and not down there on the field. That's for sure.
Jones, he's going to throw it again. He's being chased out of the pocket, throws it up, throws it away. And
boy, the first time really George Rogers Clark has gotten much pressure on Jones tonight. So you got a turnover on down. They really went nowhere. So
that's right.
George Rogers Clark has the ball.
30.
Yep, 2 minutes left with 2 timeouts left. So that again shows why I'm in the booth and not on the field. It's a smart call by them, not burning their timeouts. I just don't understand why West Jessamine put the ball up in the air. I can understand on that last play, but the play before it, I just don't understand.
So they're in the same place they were a minute and a half ago. But that's the thing. It's a minute and a half less time.
Yes.
Denham back to pass again. He's going to keep it himself. Takes a hit.
Oh, yeah.
Adds a flag on the play.
May have been a
targeting.
Helmet to helmet, yeah. It sounded like it, but it's tough to tell from up here. But the official that called it would have been the one that would call targeting. Yep, that's
Collins,
exactly what they called.
With the tackle.
Targeting against West.
Yeah, you got to protect these kids. That's as much to protect the defender as it is the offensive player. You just can't lead with your head there. But, hey, I tell you what, if you're George Rogers Clark, although Denham may not say this, you get 15 yards on that play, and the clock stopped for a little bit. It's back in motion now with 2 minutes and 8 seconds left in the game. George Rogers Clark trails 35-21 at West Jessamine.
And that's a spot foul, so it's 15 from where it happened, which was down the field a little bit. Gets them close to midfield here. They put a man in motion. He stops. Denham drops back, and it's going to be sacked. Now
first sack of the night. Big play there. You know, I've noticed that Washington is not in. I don't know if it's the cramps that are getting him, but he is not in. And what happens here, it takes longer to get this play off because their players were so far down the field that they have to run back to the line of scrimmage. But Washington's not in.
No timeout.
Yep.
Wow.
I don't know what they're holding on to him for.
You can't take them home on the bus ride. Nice catch. That's received by Sam Clements. Not able to get out of bounds, was he? Or was he?
No, I think they stopped him before he got out of bounds. So, yeah, the clock's moving. 1 minute left. I'm with you. It's rather apparent they're going to take the timeouts home. They're not going to use those.
No,
I don't quite understand, but again, they have. I guess they have a method to their madness.
Yeah. I'm not going to question a coach that has a national championship and a state championship.
Yes.
He obviously knows a lot more about football than I do.
Yes. He's forgotten more about football than I know, probably. I'm the first to admit that.
4th and 9. So they need to convert this if they have any chance at all to win this game. Throw it up, and that's intended for Clements. It's
22 seconds.
Through his hands, turnover on downs, and my guess is Jessamine will just take a knee here.
Yeah. Now, we said that at the end of the first half with George Rogers Clark. I said that, I should say. I'm the one that said they should take a knee and go in, and they move the ball all the way down the field. But honestly, and this one, plus the fact I think West Jessamine, you don't want to show up another team.
Right.
So you just go up here, get the ball, take a knee, shake hands, and live for another day.
Yeah.
Take the victory. Very impressive game for both teams. I've got both coaches. I'm going to give both coaches a lot of credit for getting these teams ready to play tonight, for not giving up and just coming out here and playing and doing a great job tonight.
I agree. They're in victory formation here. They've got Jones surrounded, and he takes the knee immediately, and I don't foresee a timeout coming. So that, folks, is going to be the end of the game. We got about 13 more seconds, but both teams heading back to their sidelines, and as soon as the clock hits 0, we're going to step aside, and then we'll come back with some post-game analysis when we.
New teen drivers are at greater risk for car crashes, particularly at night and during the first few months without adult supervision. Checkpoints is a free 1-hour educational program held monthly at the Jessamine Career and Technology Center in Nicholasville. It will help you help your teen be safer when they become a new independent driver. For more details, including program incentives and how to register, visit the Jessamine County Health Department's website at jessaminehealth.org.
Founded in 1910 in the Ohio Valley region, German American Bank has been raising the standards in banking, insurance, investments, and wealth management for over a century. We're big enough to provide the conveniences of modern banking, yet small enough to care about the people and communities we serve. Because we believe that when a community thrives, its people prosper. Strengthening our community since 1910. German American Bank.
Looking for new ways to connect with your customer? Did you know that local grassroots marketing is the most effective? For a successful economic approach, email info@glycod.com or call 502-551-5027.
Donating plasma is an easy way to earn up to $600 a month as a new donor while saving lives. That's right. Every donation you make helps patients in need survive and thrive. Returning donors also see monthly bonus payouts and I Give Rewards points. Go to cslplasma.com to learn more about plasma donation. CSL Plasma. Good for you, great for life.
Family owned and operated since 1946, Thomas Car Wash has specialized in making Louisville cars look fresh and clean. Co-owned by 2006 Mill graduate Alex Thomas, Thomas Car Wash has 4 convenient locations, including their newly renovated one at 5321 Preston Highway, just a mile down from Mail. Additional locations include 6511 Preston Highway, 4139 Bardstown Road, and one at the intersection of Hurstbourne Parkway and Taylorsville Road. From full service to express washes to detailing and towel drying, wash local with Thomas Car Wash.
You're tuned in to Central Kentucky High School Football from Glycod.